magic.
Oh. Yes, it is. Good.
You say one word.
Nick, yeah, da.
Welcome to
Making
Nycos D&D
glass.
Dawn Guard. Today's episode, a magical conversation, and I did spell it intentionally, Magicle.
We already got
Sorry,
a
I'm
vaccine.
just
You need some
laughing
help?
because you said magical conversation, and for some reason, half the table decided they wanted to speak in non-English languages.
Yes.
Which
Which was appropriate. I thought
yeah.
it was
It was
Babble.
great.
Babble. It's babble. It's freaking babble. Do
So-
this like you get up in there.
Nope.
So before we get to our story so far, I'll have my players introduce their character, class name, race, and a one-sentence explanation of their political position in game.
They're political.
Yeah, your political aspirations in game.
Political?
Yeah.
I have no political.
Yeah, then that's what you would say. So
Okay.
Starting with Cord.
yeah, let's go with Cord first.
I play Cord. Kendall, Rob Dingnag Torg. And level 19 fighter Goliath. And I want to rule the world. So autocrat.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Allie. I play Umaro Brightwood, the ancestral barbarian druid, and anything political in this game is strictly for the game. One sentence. Go back home.
Whew, okay.
I play Miri, now cleric of Nycos and guardian of life. Political. She wants to get a peaceful resolution between the others and Nycos.
Is that off camera? I hope it didn't distract
That
me.
was, yeah, that
I'm
was,
so used to
Um,
it being here, now I have to look this way.
yeah, that was
So,
off camera.
my name is Bryce. I play the character Ralgrim. He is a Divine Soul Sorcerer ASMR. As you notice, that introduction gets faster and faster as I go through it because I want to make sure I don't accidentally declare that my name is Ralgrim and I play Bryce.
Yes, that's only happened once.
It's only happened once for me. So, Ralgrim's political aspirations. At one point, he was something of a politician, and some of his, I guess, impromptu training by the party was in the ways of being a politician from a really long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, there is a small place in his heart for the plight of SecGen, mainly because he's interacted with a lot in his time, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, I think he wants everybody to just stop. Just stop. You keep digging holes for yourself. Just everyone calm down.
Calm the F
Stop.
down.
Everyone just
Do not
Ju-
pass
just
go. Do not
basically-
collect 200.
basically getting everybody to realize that we can work together and do a lot more that way. Like, you don't have to all work together. Just some of you work together so there's a little bit more organization so people can draw lines a little bit easier.
All we are
Jesus.
saying is give peace a chance.
Yeah. If not peace, then at least a gentleman's war.
Yes.
And thus you
Or
heard it.
or at least a decent, healthy order from Domino's, because that way you can give pizza a chance.
Wow.
That was the longest sentence I've ever heard.
Lots
You
of
including my
commas.
run-on?
Lots of commas.
They we can have a pact of we leave you alone, you leave us alone.
Oh yeah, that always.
Oh, that
very
always
good idea.
goes great.
It could.
Alrighty.
Good.
So, our story so far, we are still in Bridgeton area. We haven't left that location in the recent past, have we? No.
No.
Two of you did go visit
And
the Oracle,
we
and
are
with limited success and a bit of tragedy along the way.
Mhm.
And you guys were still, as I recall, working on the processing of creating magic items. But we've come across a couple of, I guess you call them log jams. One of which I'm going to have Cord go into what he would like to have as one of the talking points for today, and have him describe that. And then once he's described what it is we're going to be talking about on that level, then I'll introduce the secondary point. So.
Okay, last week we tried to make a prism, and that didn't happen because they don't exist, and they're sort of shredded and scattered across the face of the planet. And it can't exist unless we do this special, now specific process that involves channeling the light and creating a skeleton, or like what's the word used? Like
A
base.
tower.
Yeah, a tower. We'll go with
A
that.
lattice tower.
So the other way, other than doing this special process, would be to prevent the revening, because the revening prevents the prisms from existing. So that's the snag we hit there.
Okay. And so you were wanting to pursue a discussion about which would be advantageous to travel backward, to try to find a way back, or to continue to try to find a new way to make.
What do you three think?
Well, before we get to that, I do want to mention the secondary
All
point, and that is you guys have been kind of slamming your foreheads against the wall, trying to figure out how to make magic items, knowing that part of the process you have to basically uplift and make sentient a being that you then have to dumb down or limit.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that it might be helpful if you find some way to communicate with the very material with which you're working, which means elevating to sentience and then dealing with it there, but rather than trying to undo that.
Manhandle it.
Do y'all know Awaken? Oh, Awaken.
Well, Awaken doesn't work on non-animate objects. Awaken normally is used to uplift.
They become sentient. That's why you have to have that final Mobius strip piece to dumb them down. But
Okay.
that's so it doesn't get angry at you. and
So
explode.
just clarifying, we're going to resolve the issue you want to talk about first, and then we're going to pursue this one. So.
Yeah, thoughts on the stop the revening, or just suck it up and build a tower to build the prisms?
So, I don't really have a way to express this in character very poetically, but out of character. CinemaSins had a really interesting point when they came to talking about a particular character in fiction known as Dr. Octavius. And during Spider-Man 2, he made mention of how in his process of making renewable energy, that little ball of sun or whatever, not only did he create AI, he created super flexible, super light, and super strong tentacles, and then created a neurological link between said tentacles, and then was able to separate his consciousness from the AI. All 4 developments would be logged as landmark achievements in history, but he wanted to create another renewable energy source. Granted, another landmark achievement, but honestly, some people would consider the first 4 that he did far more impressive. Basically, what's happening here is that in order to... you're asking us to do something so massive and so impressive to do something that, by comparison, mind you, is so insignificant.
With the amount
With the undoing the revening.
Well, this, in my defense, revening has also come up in other places. Don't ask me for examples, because I've forgotten them.
Well done.
And now, I know that's not how that works, but...
Well, no, fortunately, this conversation is occurring out of place, so you're referring to the episodes you've seen.
You're basically doing the equivalent of... You're like, all right, guys, we need to bake some cookies and then capture the steam that the
Fox,
cookies
you
emit.
All right,
When-
so you're just for making the skeleton, okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Your
that's
argument
way
is backed
simpler.
with good rhetoric, makes sense logically. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You two, what do you think?
I think that there's a war going on, and we need to figure out how to utilize these things as efficiently as possible.
Okay.
And not give in to people that just want to go and murder innocents.
Okay, all right, solid. Very
Asterisk.
compassionate, like it. Mary?
She was, because of 3 things that have occurred that are outside the bonds of my normal abilities, she's beginning to think that, for example, I asked Zephyr for a gust of wind to blow out the candles on the birthday cake, totally forgetting that would blast the cake 60 feet and all the candles wherever, you know. But all I wanted to do was blow out the candles. That was my idea. Well, out comes this little air thing that goes flipping around on each of the candles, putting them out.
Okay.
How did that know not to be a gust of wind and just be this little thing blowing out candles?
So should we go back in time and prevent the revenue from happening, or do you want to just create a tower and make them make the prisms in the now?
Didn't we make a red crystal?
That failed because they cannot.
Because it couldn't exist here.
Exactly. Unless we
Okay.
do the special process.
So,
The room is getting rapidly colder, like a rapid drop in temperature, to the point where, as you're speaking, as she's speaking, you see her
Oh,
breath.
this is in character. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that problem too.
okay, what's going on?
I don't know. Magic person, what's going on?
Magic prism.
Okay, all right.
Just across from you,
Arcana check.
in the Brightwood Manor, there is a life-size statue of King Kush, made out of wormwood.
That's not
Life-sized?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's life-size. It's a life-size statue made out of wormwood. It's so big.
Life
It's
size.
so real.
More like fun size.
Meaning it could be King Kush himself, you dingus.
Enough.
I literally whack you upside the head.
All right, I'm gonna go over and investigate.
Don't poke him on the sharp points of the statue, though.
I'm gonna
That-
go over.
No, not Kush. Him.
Oh.
Gonna go over and investigate this wormwood statue.
Mm-hmm.
So is it like very detailed or kind of?
Extremely so.
Okay. Does it
Wait,
have?
Well, okay, as extremely so as possible when it's made out of wormwood. Because remember, wormwood looks like asphalt.
It looks like what?
Looks like asphalt with all the rocks removed. All the
Ah.
pock marks.
Blah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I didn't realize your dad had such eccentric decorating
Yeah,
planning.
he doesn't.
So this isn't one of the...
I would think this would be
Wait a
hilarious.
moment.
Personally.
Go
While
back
you were
to how-
standing there looking at it, you feel the shadow of something large falling on you. Now, obviously not as tall as you are, but you can see the shadow of a rectangular box forming right there beside you, and it looks like this. And on the bottom of it, on a brass plate, is the word musk.
What's the word?
Musk.
God, no.
Musk.
I'm going to kill Guksan Fufudu one day.
Wait a
He
moment.
said his name.
M-U-S-K?
This
Musk.
Musk.
Yes. That was a party member.
Yeah, I remember
I
him
pull-
shortly.
Yeah.
I
This is
pull
happening,
up Razuma's list of
Alright.
Sunstriders, go down the list that's
Gonna
been
make
crossed out.
an art. So wait.
Musk.
I remember him, the warlock.
So
Yes, and I roll it back up.
the object inside the box, is it the soul flesh stuff that we created using lead?
It looks like it.
Make an Arcana check on the
Okay.
box. 3.
While you're watching it, it actually liquefies, falls to the bottom, does like 2 or 3 rocks of like waves, like it's trying to get out, and then reforms back into the stone.
Hello? She tries concentrating on it.
Okay.
Like meditate.
While you're concentrating on it, Miri, you feel somebody looking over your shoulder, and behind you is a statue of Jace. In this case, it's of flesh. It looks like he's in mid-sentence, like he was
Petrified.
speaking. Yes.
What's going on here?
I don't know. I didn't realize you have such a centric taste in statues.
She continues
I get you're new to this plane,
meditating,
man. When this
but
happens,
opens
I get you're new to this, but
up
jokes
this way,
exist.
outward.
But the crystal box doesn't seem to have any seams.
This is not exactly a joking matter.
Oh yes. No, it isn't.
She asked a question. What are you?
I don't think.
While you're discussing it, like I said, Jace has appeared behind you. And in the doorway, the door opens, and there is Granis. You guys haven't seen Granis since before the fall of Cauldron.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
He was a Blue Crater Academy. Matt played the character. He was a wizard.
Who are you all?
Former
Identify.
Sunstriders.
Just a moment. No. They are in the semblance of people we know, except
They're
This
all
one.
Sunstriders.
they're all Sunstriders.
They're all
They're all in this.
Sunstriders.
Okay, but you are not them. But what are you?
Hey, identify yourself.
She tries.
Oh wait, he didn't come in the door. He came in all froze and stuff, right?
Oh, Granis?
Yeah.
No, Granis is standing in the doorway looking at you.
Identify yourself.
I'm a wizard.
That's really vague.
I want to walk over to him, and I'm gonna grab him. You did this?
No.
Kratos,
I-
what's going on?
Oh. You guys called for me?
No.
Well, it depends. Do you know what these things, simulacrums, are?
There's a good one.
That's a word.
There's only one simulacrum that I know.
Okay.
Only I don't know about him.
These representations of others, all except for the blob here.
Well, that's what happened to Musk.
He got turned into a mush.
No, he joined with the Great Old One.
Oh, good for him? Question mark?
The
How's
great
that working out for
Uhu?
him? Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know. And
But
as far
okay,
as Jace,
if
What
he's
is-
gone, then what is this?
I'm gonna add Musk to my character sheet.
Wait a moment. If he's
why are you gonna go
gone
pick him up?
Yeah.
Good luck.
to
Okay.
to
Alright.
and then Jace,
Step down. The
and
wizard
then-
guy.
Okay.
who's the other
This
one?
thing, this box is 10 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
I'm gonna take a quick gander out a window. Is everything moving normally outside?
Seems to be ish, except for no. Actually, you look outside, and there are like flies and stuff stopped midair.
That's not ensnaring.
And between Granis's legs walks a foot tall, 12 inches tall being. Wispy, black beard, pulls very, very Van Dyke-like point. Black hair tied in basically a man bun in the back of his head. Black robes, red dragon symbol on the chest of his shirt. And he goes, "Hi guys! You've been waiting for me. I'm Lorthal."
Shake his hand.
Little tiny hand.
Grab him and I hold him like he's toothpaste.
What do you do?
I hold him like he's toothpaste.
Who's Lorthal again? You can respond to this message.
That's a
I don't remember any good of them. Or
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the person.
talking to a person whose face is covered.
He
He can't see that you're talking to her psychically.
Uh-huh.
The ruler of Nycos.
Ah, you are 12 inches tall.
Ah,
So say the record books.
So, say my own eyeballs.
Pleased to meet you.
So why do we want to meet you?
Excuse me?
Why do
How long have you been trying to contact us?
Who's
Us?
us?
We. Us. Oh, me. I'm sorry. I sometimes lose my
Royal we.
pronoun. Well,
They,
that
them.
often works. That often works.
What did you say that in here?
Royal we.
You're the one that sold Nycos to the...
What? What? No.
You
Who
would,
did that?
You would use a different noun to describe what you did? Verb, sorry.
The rumors of my assignation to such a thing are greatly exaggerated.
Ah, but exaggerations are always based off of something.
Well, I am borrowing this form to make communication easier, since you guys have a tough time acknowledging our existence
Vex.
directly.
Vex. You're sentient Vex.
That's a really great name. I'm using that as of now. I am Sentient Vex.
However you want to say it. But
Oh.
you are...
Hey.
Oh, slow down.
No,
Well,
that's what
you are a 10-inch fighter, so I will.
Thanks. We're not all the
So-
fastest draw in the West.
Sorry for the.
Lorthal, did you just metagame it?
I totally fourth walled it. That's all.
I'm very pleased to meet you. We were thinking...
Well, I brought these all to show how long you've had a relationship with us, and none of you ever call, you never write, you just demand.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
I mean, I actually have. I have
You have
wondered-
requested. You have
I
requested.
have both requested and I've asked the question. That was anybody here when I was next to a dome that was over Sasserine, if you remember that. I don't know if you specifically were there. Are you guys like bees? Are you like a hive mind? Like, but everybody talks to each other type of hive mind? Or you like...
No, there's just so myriad of us that,
So you're just like a horde?
yeah.
Like
A cloud.
Cloud. Like just a bunch of angry hornets.
Oh, God, there's so many questions I'd like to
Sometimes.
ask.
Sometimes we're a little selfish.
So are you a single hornet or are you a bunch of hornets?
Oh,
Yes. The thing that I'm currently conversing with.
I am an echo chamber for the local collectives.
So you are technically a bunch of hornets.
Yes, a
You
bunch of
s-
hornets. A bunch of hornets who are currently screaming everything you're saying across the range that we have.
Oh. You guys supposed to
Hey.
communicate. very-
It's a less
Hi.
effective version of your broadcast.
Hey, Magic. How you doing? I'm Cord. Nice to meet you all.
We are magicals. LES.
Magic.
Particles of
A
magic.
magical conversation.
I'm sorry I used...
You know what? I think this may be the first time ever my episode name actually
Fit?
was actually able to directly engage with the players. Because I think before this, you guys look at it and go, "Oh, okay," and then I'm glad for the response. Thank you.
Oh, he's
have a
gonna.
question.
Yeah. Good job.
I
Nice.
learned my magic the way clerics learn their magic. But recently, like just the other day, I asked for a gust of wind from Zephyr, but I wanted to just blow out the candles. I totally forgot that gust of wind would have just blown everything across the room. And yet what manifested was a nice little air elemental, air fairy, and it went around.
No, that's probably because you mispronounced. He's onto it. You probably summoned a gust of wind.
So there's the spell Gust of Wind,
But if you drop the T,
and then there's a spell Gust.
Okay.
Gust is little.
Oh.
Gust of Wind is the.
But it wasn't. Remember, it was a little air
Right.
elemental.
So you said Gust of
Yeah.
Wind.
but I heard a gust of wind.
Oh.
Oh, I heard
Yes.
gust. Well, what I asked for was the gust of wind,
Right.
which was one of the domain spells.
Right, but
Of Zephyr.
there's the spell gust, and then there's gust of wind, which is
60 feet.
So
Yeah.
no offense, but it's not that far of a reach to go from gust of wind to just gust. Excuse me.
I
Yes,
get the
but it matters.
And the fact that we're having this long, drawn out conversation, in his case, more than likely, is probably disgusting.
Wow.
But,
being a bunch of
but it
hornets,
was
you guys-
totally different. It wasn't a gust.
A gust.
So
It was-
I get
Well, it
the
wasn't
impression
August, it
you're
was-
not
It was
here
just
for
a little
parlor
air
tricks.
elemental. Wait, boom, 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 boom.
Oh, if you want parlor tricks, we can do those all day long. Even Cord can be taught to do that.
No.
You can.
Well, you could be tough, but you don't want to be.
No, thank you. There we go. That's better.
Oof. So,
Yes.
not to cut to the point in the most blunt way possible. Why are you here?
Okay,
Because we want to know
so
things. Right?
there is a threat placed upon Nycos that supersedes any ever felt before, and
That threat is.
you four represent, well, including your extended friendship family in absentia, represent the only possible resolution.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
is-
Then that is something certainly that we must work on.
What about
Plus
Right.
we're not ignorant to the frustration you've been having with actually manifesting magical items.
Yes. What about others? Aren't there others? Like Regulus or Gux or someone else who can deal with this?
Well,
Not
Regulus is a special case.
Okay.
We're
So-
able to maintain his stability through rather extreme means because of his extreme age.
So you're
Okay.
saying is that he's irregulous.
Okay.
No, I was going for the fact that
Is
I
it
was
because
regulating him. But
Are you talking the others?
what?
The others. The others. What
the
are
threat. Is it the
they?
is
Are
the
they
threat
the threat
others?
to you?
Well,
You know they're trying to steal you and take you away.
no, they're not.
No.
Not possible. But no, the great danger is not the now.
It's the ravening, isn't it?
Okay.
It's the no. It's actually specifically the coming of a war that I don't think you guys are prepared for.
Okay.
I can tell you, probably we're not.
What's the point of conflict? What states are fighting? What's going on?
I believe you already had the pre-warning provided to you in Secundus. It may have been in Tertius, but I think it was in Secundus.
Okay.
And
Alright.
the third of the four armies has been revealed, and so we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop and the fourth army to be revealed. And
So, where are they coming from?
You go. I got
well, the Baravites are coming from fourth,
The Barrites are coming from fourth.
and the Blen are coming from first.
You want to run those by us again?
Well, I thought that was destroyed. Never mind.
So there's the first iteration, the ravening,
Blend.
the
The
Goblin.
Baravites are coming from the fourth.
okay.
And you say three are already here?
Three of the armies have been revealed. Yeah.
Not to sound obtuse, but do we have a side in this fight? As a group, us the.
I don't think you actually lent any credence to Secundus, or else you would have been wondering about that earlier.
Yeah, it's been like an entire 2 weeks.
I know you did.
Rude.
Sorry. Do you remember the reference I'm speaking of?
I know the reference you're speaking of. I do not know the specific wording. I remember there being the
four-
West will clash.
There's like four
There were the
directions.
cardinal points.
Yeah.
The north will
North-
north fights west, the east the south, or something like that. Yes.
If they fight each other and destroy each other, would that be to our benefit?
It would be then killing now and then killing now.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Then killing now?
In the past.
And
you can't
you're
do that.
you're admonished to support the now.
Interesting.
So I'm kind of understanding what you're saying, but let me ask you a question of motive. Assuming that, because there is clearly a certain semblance, though we act in almost a reincarnative cycle on this planet, as far as I can tell, there is no backflow. Whatever something happens the 5th, it does not go backwards and affect the 1st, from what we've seen. Because otherwise it wouldn't be a reincarnation cycle, it would just be straight up a cycle. But that's not what we see.
Right.
So why would then attack now when attacking now would have no impact on then? Technically. Unless it does.
The issue is that if the then can push forward into the now geographically.
Storms. There are people that have been messing with the storms, popping in because they know the colors, and they have been sending messages to the king, God save the king or whatever, to make something current now,
Right.
and that's what the war is.
But
More
Why?
importantly, for 127 plus years, people have been building a network of codified pathways.
I'm not to say that's irrelevant, but why?
They want
Well, why? For profit.
I mean, logistically, it does make sense. Okay.
Think
Okay,
of
but that for
Narrowboat.
transportation, but why declare war on now?
They're not.
They're not.
No, they're
No.
extending their boundaries in the then, which is encroaching on the now by expanding the boundaries of the storms.
we have to drive back the boundaries. But how do
So-
you-
Okay, wait. Let me see if I'm
Sure.
understanding this. This isn't literally armies spawning on the face of Nycos. This is them spreading the size of the storms.
Well, no, it is physically, in the case of the Barovites, they have recruited more
So
than
Our
a
physical
250,000 troops.
So
God damn
they're claiming territory in both the then and the now.
Somebody is
Right, they're expanding the borders in the then, and because of the fact that those borders did not actually change back then, are encroaching on changes in the now.
Somebody's taking advantage of the revenue.
We have to just
So
it.
some-
Yeah,
So
somebody is working, utilizing the revenue.
Someone went forward to the future, or at least knows of the future, and went to the past.
No, somebody from the present.
What? It's somebody who knows
Yeah.
of what's going on now, went to the past, and then decided to shift territory around,
Yes.
which is
Marvel.
having an impact on the now.
Yes.
Because he's using information he knows of the now
Yes.
to assist him in the past.
Yes.
I have a question.
That
Why don't people come from the future to us to recruit armies?
Marabu was trading back
Because
and forth
the
across time.
future has not happened yet.
Well, for the past, the future hasn't happened yet.
Program.
either.
No,
The past has already
In the
happened.
past, the
Marabu was
future's already
trading
happened.
across
Marvel.
time.
Right? No.
Nabu.
Okay. I
Our future.
I understand that. I understand that
Alright.
people have been moving around through time for a really long time. And I understand the why of trade and transportation, and the whole treasure hunting and the not artifact gathering bit. Totally makes sense. Honestly, if I was a slightly less morally upstanding individual, I would join right up with them because, hot damn, it sounds like a good way to
Bravo.
rescue. Yeah, that's who she was talking about. Hot damn, that sounds like a fun way to get some stuff from the past. However, my concern is, why is the past doing something against the future?
Because okay.
Greed.
Because it can?
Greed.
Okay. I don't think the point they're making is it's not the past. It's someone from the present going to the past and recruiting people from the past. So it might
No.
not-
I asked for very specific wording. It's literally he's moving territory around in the past.
Yes.
To
Okay.
benefit now.
Benefit to change now.
The change in that. Right.
So somebody is moving borders around in the past to change now.
Yes.
So first of all, this requires an amazing amount of coordination and
Is
foresight.
it a storm
And a
that
high
they have
level
created to
intellect
move the
and
borders?
charisma.
A storm.
Many storms?
If you're okay, so each case is a little different. I don't know about the arrival of the second in the now has only just recently reached our awareness, but the Barovite incursion has been going on for the last 2 years. Active. They actually moved against Neomori.
Which is something they didn't do previously.
That is correct.
Okay. Now we're starting to get something. Got it. So,
How do we call it?
now how does this all relate to you? The Hornets. And what you're doing. Because wars have happened in the past. Wars will continue to happen. Wars will involve magic. So how does these new wars, quote unquote, massive air quotes,
Magic
new,
has itself adapted over time.
right?
Sometimes willfully, sometimes by intent of others.
Also makes sense.
Some of those places, magics were a lot less scrupulous.
Right. So you're saying that you're saying that it isn't necessarily the border moving that we should be concerned about. It's the fact that people are using magics in ways that they didn't originally use them in. They're changing how magic was originally used, which is changing magic today.
Yes, but also we are at an evolutionary crossroads.
At the moment,
Right.
which is being affected by what's going on in the past.
And what just recently happened. Yes. You're very broadcast.
I apologize for my broadcast affecting how you work.
Well, the issue is that the broadcast, by the way you worded it, went backwards.
Right, but only kind of.
Tangential.
Yeah, it didn't make any.
In places where there were storms open,
It was heard, but nowhere outside of the storms. So it really wasn't heard all that very far into the past, or very commonly in the past. Anyway, my point.
all the way back to second.
So,
How do we stop?
that was my next question. Thank you.
Well, the first thing is we clearly have to do what you were attempting to do, which is we need to
Grow prisoners.
help you be able to make magic items.
Well, we were doing that very effectively. We have a whole light cannon, or not a light cannon.
Well, wait a moment. The other part is how about a
I stopped
willing
squeezing the little oracle.
association with the sentient man?
To be fair, that's not what he said. I totally understand your point. I totally agree with your point. Again,
We can
lawful, that's not what he said.
What was it she just said I said?
So you said you're going to help us with making magic items, and I sarcastically responded with, "We've been making magic items, you should see a light cannon." And then she was like, "Well, maybe they can teach us how to make cooperative magic items." And I said, "Well, that's not what he said." I agree with you, but that's not what he said, that's not what I said. Again, agreement. That's not what he said.
Well, yeah, I know he made a statement that you can help. We would love to be helped, but
Okay, let's
okay.
rehash.
Regroup.
How can you help us make magic items for those of us such as myself that don't understand A equals B plus C?
In other words, that was her version of Ralgrim's. Of course, I already know, but please describe for my friends.
But reversed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if I could get magic from my god, but also work with the magic of Nycos.
I should ask how that works. But after you explain how to make magic items.
Very good.
Yeah, that
You're
segue.
learning
But the
diplomacy.
point
This
is,
is good.
I was able to make a mind shield by asking for a mind shield. There's no such thing in all of cleric's abilities.
But it was not a permanent thing compared to magical items.
I understand.
So he's asking two different things. So the first thing is that there are two ways to make magic items. One way is to actually forge the magic into the weapon, which is the way that you created your light cannon. That is what the engines were for. But the engines were created before magic has achieved sentience. We'll explain how we got to sentience in a moment, but before that, realize that creating an item and enchanting it is much different from creating an item that is forged out of magic.
Oh.
So I propose we can assist you in learning the methodologies for enchanting items, which basically allows the item to work collaboratively with the magicals in the field at the time to achieve your goals without offending the sensitivity of the magicals involved.
That makes sense.
Cool.
I mean, that's wonderful.
Do we have other components we need for this process that we don't already have?
No.
Okay.
As far as the secondary, creating items of a collaborative nature, that will not happen until our collective understandings of one another make perfect sense. So when I have explained or when we have shared with you enough information that you understand the ramifications of engaging magicals, then there's a possibility of creating items that would be collaborative because they would be of the same mind as you because you would be of the same mind as us.
Okay. So before we begin,
Makes sense.
what's with the 3 statues?
That's actually a good question.
I
Oh,
mean,
I forgot that
they're kind of decorative.
he's-
They're kind of okay
he's-
looking. That
he
one's a little
says-
weird, but
Oh, I even forgot they were here. He does like this, and they all just fade away.
that doesn't answer the question of why they were here to begin with. I'm sorry. There were 4
I
of them.
was trying to convey to you
Familiarity.
awareness that you have had every school of magic available to you at some point.
Oh. Suppose we
That's
have.
the ones we were
Bard.
missing.
Druid,
None of them were
wizard,
rangers.
Cleric.
warlock, cleric,
Warlock.
sorcerer,
Who's the wizard?
Grannis.
Grannis, one in
And
the doorway.
Ramadeus, but
Yeah, Ramadeus might have been a little problematic given where he is right now.
yeah.
That
You guys wouldn't have liked his current form. Poor guy.
Musk?
Lemur?
Oh, Lemur.
Wait, does that mean that Kush is wormwood somewhere?
That's what that means.
Oh.
Well, that's.
Kush
as
is
they
wormwood
say-
and Jace is petrified.
as they
Literally
say,
or figuratively?
That was a good one. BP.
So,
Literally or figuratively.
okay, so thank you for that interesting demonstration. Do you want us to start off this cultural exchange of sorts with us explaining what we think you are?
No, I think it's probably best if I teach you the simple process of enchantment so that you can get on to making enough weaponry for your folks to stand against your first enemy, which is the other.
Okay, cool, fair. I thought that was step 2 after you explained to us. Or are you stating that there were that process number 1 that you described using the engines, we were doing it wrong?
You were doing what the 6th iteration folks did.
Is that wrong now?
In the really long scale, yes.
Okay, so you're now teaching us how to do
Just the simple enchantment.
number 1. You're now teaching us how to do process 1 correctly.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Is that okay?
Yes, I was trying to wrestle.
I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't want you to feel like what you learned so far was lost.
No, totally makes sense. You're just modifying it. You're making some adjustments. I was just trying to wrestle a yes or no answer out of a collective, and I understand how difficult that is for you sometimes. They kept being yes and yes but no but yes no but
Gotcha.
no and
Six.
well.
Gotcha.
It's like all right, just fucking.
A 6-hour conversation around a bunch of trees that can't make up their own mind whether or not they want to be involved with the war. Has nothing to do with them until it is.
I feel like it was a reference to my campaign.
No.
That's
Oh,
Latra.
oh.
That was a Latra reference.
A lot.
Lord of the Rings.
Thank you. Yes.
Loader.
Boy, this is weird.
Did someone say cookie?
Yes, cookies of many different types.
Okay, so do you want us to describe to you how we think it works, and then you adjust as needed?
If that would be helpful to you.
Okay, so step one, where everything kind of begins, is you need to acquire an engine of some sort. Engines, for some reason, only consist of 3 parts, so you need to acquire a 4th part. As far as we know,
Okay, stop you there.
stopping now,
You will need 2 parts,
can I call this errata?
if you choose.
I'm calling this errata.
I don't know who Mr. Errata is, but okay.
All right, so magical errata number 1.
Okay.
2 parts to an engine.
You need a collector
Got it.
and the compiler.
Compiler is the...
The inductor.
The second part.
Yeah.
Got it. The orb part.
Yeah.
Errata. Okay, so then after we get all of our 3 parts together, part number... I'm describing to him how we used to do it.
Right.
So part number 4 had to be some special item that the only one we can figure out a good duplicate for was a prism. This 4th all 4 items in sequence were a collector, a conductor, a tube bit that I can't remember the name of, and then a Mobius strip type element.
Injector.
Injector, thank you.
Inductor, injector.
Inductor, then injector. Collector, conductor, inductor, injector. Collector would collect the magic, conductor would start getting it together and condensing it, inductor would condense it more, and to the point where it became a hornet. And then step 4 was us getting rid of getting rid of enough sentience to delete its free will but still remember its prime directive, at which point step 5 would be tell it what it's supposed to do as we work it into what shape we need it to work it into. Okay, so...
Which only shows the only real issue here is the temporal nature of you, because you're thinking of it in terms of
Steps.
the lifespan. No, lifespan of the device. Because the problem you don't realize is that since it is constantly being imbued with additional magicals, the weapon will inevitably come back to sentience.
So you're saying
the
that because...
concentration over time eventually gets to the point where weapon now is realize it's been enslaved and then enrages.
So like
comes
a
in.
magnet being waved through a pile of iron shavings, it just picks up enough to where it loses the injectedness. Right?
Yes.
Got it.
That's a good way of putting it.
It remembers.
No, it relearns.
Well, it's picking up enough bits and pieces of memory to have a collective memory.
So with the two units, you take a newly forged item, newly minted, newly created, whatever. Pass it through the field while imbuing with either an enchantment spell, which you may have lost, you may actually have to recreate, or utilize other specific magics like blessing and things like that to convey whatever magical requirement you want from the item.
Okay.
Could
So-
you do the same with a wand?
Anything. Wands are particularly interesting because wands tend to have to have been used to make an item, used as a part of the process before, because you have to have some way for it to be recognized as being fashioned.
So
So you have to craft it in some way.
Or just pick one that already is natural. There are plants that grow that have wands as a natural outline.
So we get the collector and the conductor together, and that does spew out actual condensed gas, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
That creates an area, and then by casting some sort of spell, we imbue upon the item
That
the
effect.
things covering the item that effect.
Right.
Okay, that's a lot. It's a lot easier.
It's a lot simpler.
Yeah, because we don't need his. Not that we don't need your. Kind of still do need your forge in order to make items.
Well, if you want to make, you want to make fresh items.
Okay.
Also, you can make temporary items in the same fashion.
Like scrolls or potions.
Scrolls or potions. But more importantly, things like a sword, you can make magical for a certain number of attacks, and then the magic falls off.
But that's simply by stating the requirement.
Or utilizing the spell trigger, whatever that spell is.
Right. One and done. Got it.
Or it could be a series of special effects that you only want at certain time.
Quick practice.
Well, hold on. So I would like to, but I'm failing. I think I'm missing the part where this makes us get along with Vex better. Or Vex.
Well, first of all, utilizing magics in this fashion is no different than the way it already is being used.
Oh. This is right. This is step one still. This is method one. Still.
Right. This is method one. This is
Got
just that way. When your item is used in a magical way, the magicals all go, "Yep, this is cool. This is what we're willing to do."
Oh. Okay. So this doesn't get rid of sentience.
It doesn't even do with sentience, because sentience developed as a result of the persecution of the fifth.
Got it.
Persecution of the what?
Fifth iteration.
So cool.
5i.
5 eyes. We've been able to say iteration in this room a lot. Because usually there's a.
No, it's only when there are people in hearing that aren't
What?
aware.
Got it.
He said woke. I heard him say woke.
You had a question,
Here.
Cord? You had a question at some point.
No.
I thought you did. Oh, sorry.
Alright.
I really thought you said it. I thought you did too.
Huh?
I thought you did too.
Other than, are we going to go to the revenue?
I did, but I forgot it. It's fine.
Okay.
It seems to me this is a lot simpler.
Yeah, because
way.
there's only like 2 steps. Or, yeah, there's literally 3 steps, actually.
Not only that, you can make the first 2 items.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have the first 2 part. What do you mean first 2 items?
No, you can make more.
Right. Right. It's easier. It's faster.
No,
Plus,
but what I'm getting is you make more of the first 2, then anybody can make more items.
oh, you're talking about making more engine components.
Yes, but you're adding elevation to the term engine. That feels like an attack, because engines were used to subjugate us.
What would you like to call it?
Collector. What is it? Collector infusion?
Device?
Conductor.
Conductor.
You want to just call it a collector and conductor device?
CNC?
Magic making device.
No, they cannot go together. They're too similar.
Colon
Conductor.
con.
Call it the magic
Conductor.
maker.
Conductor.
MM.
Conductor?
M&M.
Conductor, yeah, I guess.
Conductor.
Yeah.
Okay.
The vacuum and the Play-Doh.
No, magic maker.
Ah, yes, because that's a lot less odd sounding.
Can you make magic items that cooperate with each other or function in different ways but are somehow attached?
I'm confused.
He's
Okay.
talking about the prisms.
No.
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
never mind, you're not.
Like, could you
Oh,
make...
you mean like 2 individual ones that work
Yeah.
together?
I walk
But
over. Hey, I think Cord wants to talk to the magical stuff
I'm
now.
gonna go to
Like,
my
um,
corner.
Like, maybe like an item that creates a teleportation circle and another magic item that's connected to that teleportation circle. And it can be used to get to the teleportation circle. Is that possible?
Well, you can. It's possible to double enchant something, but there's two possibilities. One is that the first will overwrite the second, or the second will overwrite the first, rather, or that the outcome will be ineffective because you're putting a temporal step in there, where first this has happened, then that. That's chronology, and you have to realize we exist without chronology.
You're timeless.
What need a band of wardens have with time? Okay, a lot of things. It's a bad allegory.
Bad analogy.
Okay.
You say that of prime importance is neutralizing these incursions into the now, so that changes don't happen that would be irrevocable to you.
That's pretty clear. Yep.
I think really it's one of the most important things we need to do. I don't know how we're going to combat 250,000 soldiers. Wrong group.
So, I don't know if you know this, but currently if we try to occupy any major cities, they get incinerated. It's a good place to defend from tends to be the major cities. The big walls and the centers of industry and commerce. A lot of buildings, seats of power.
So you don't know?
What do you mean?
No.
I guess we don't. What is it we don't know?
Listen,
the contact for this iteration has completed.
The contact for this
Because
iteration.
Cool. I hate it. I want to not have the contact continue to go down this fashion.
No. It is complete. Ergo, there is no longer any.
So there's no array in the sky because we've specifically figured out that there was.
The array remains.
Which
The triggering mechanism is no more.
What happened to it?
Associates who are currently in transit between the fourth iteration and now
Just took
alleviated it.
Just took a detour into.
They went back to fourth and fixed something.
Do we have to go back in time to fix these problems that are hitting the now?
That's one way.
Is there
I
anyone?
think your associate Cord was onto something when you started this conversation. Which, by the way, we were here for before the conversation because, well,
Your
we were
horns.
without time.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm just not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. You guys seem like an honest band. It's hard for collectives to lie. The truth eventually rings out. So, okay. My problem still remains is that I would like you described them as our first enemy. I would like to proceed in steps.
Okay.
So that you still haven't described to us the second process. So maybe in our completing of step 1 and defeating of the first enemy, we might be able to prove that we are worthy of your phase or the second process.
Or the final process. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Right.
So is the group that's breaking through and pushing everything out for 2 years, are they the biggest problem right now?
Verified?
Yeah.
No. The greater threat is the problem that these travelers that are currently coming from fourth iteration back home, the byproduct of their success was a sort of failure because it ratcheted up the army of the West. Army of the East.
Their failure made the other party stronger.
Their success.
Or
You've heard of he that is coming.
yes,
Yeah, team
we were going to try to take care of that.
Okay. For the fourth activity released him prematurely.
Again, okay. So that's
He's existed a lot of times before.
okay. What we're trying to do is, where can we, as the four of us, be the most effective to start taking care of these problems in order of the severity,
Personally,
personally.
is that that we operate as a collective, so it makes sense for us to work collectively on things. Are you wanting to be personally? I mean, the four magicals that you are going to take on this foe by yourselves?
No, but we don't really have anyone
We don't
else.
really
But
have
we don't. We
power.
four are some of the most powerful beings,
We're kind of badass.
and we work together as a group to solve problems.
I think what I need is some time to gather some friends. That's what I think I need. So right now we're sort of, when it comes to numbers, we number 4. I mean, technically we have an army, you have a priesthood, and you have followers that you're not really in control of.
Associates.
And mine are.
Aerosmith is doing a fine job.
You actually have the only army, and she has some militia. But
No, he has followers.
he has-
Aerosmith does.
I mean, but other than that, we're not really equipped to deal with that.
But we have to. I mean, it's something we
Yeah.
need to take care of. We need to figure out how to take care of it, and the best way is to get down and find out what it is we can do.
I would recommend heralding the golden age and sharing with everyone the ability to utilize weapons properly to reduce the backlash.
You're saying part of my second broadcast would be the first part being, hey, you can take your cities back now. The second part being, hey, this is how you make magic items.
That sounds like a great idea.
And the other
Alright.
part is,
No offense, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Why?
no,
Do you know what
Listen,
mortals do with magic items?
yes, that. You should know that. And to make your point expressed probably more aptly, a person, smart, intelligent, reasonable creature. People are fucking dumb. Dumb. Very dumb. People will do dumb things with that knowledge. Very dumb. We've done dumb things with that knowledge, and I'm surprised we haven't hurt anybody, but we're at least mildly responsible for our own actions. None of us have vindictive killing ideals. What happens when an individual... I just realized that this process is specifically designed so that you all have a say in how these magic items get created.
Well done, sir. Well, talk yourself right into the circle.
can we make sure that they're used for good and not evil?
They will. This doesn't... This literally is...
This
adding-
deregulates.
So...
This.
Oh, okay.
This allows them to be in control of what type of magic items they create. They're going to allow they will assist in the creation of magic items that will directly benefit the...
Collective.
I was trying to be more specific, but sure.
Those people who are cleaning up the mess.
Yes.
They tell us. We tell everyone. Everyone does it, thinks they're super powerful, blah, 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 blah. But really, it's all them.
It's fine.
And
Okay.
they
I'm
know
sorry
everybody
if
needs
it-
them.
we can-
Also notice that I'm not specifying what you create.
So I would like.
You could make items that make milking cows easier. You can make transport vehicles that don't need people to drive them.
So, okay.
and go fast.
Right.
Fast.
But I'm kind of driving with the idea of mass dispersion of knowledge. I've done it. It's great. Causes massive waves of change.
Not so perfectly great. says Mary. I do have the problem of killing of people who
Are
have
we building the
surrendered.
Renaissance area
I've
in
been wounded.
Nycos, but magic?
You might be wounded, but that's the truth of it.
It is
I'm
very true. Moving on from
From the wound
That,
that,
yeah.
that now bleeds, starts bleeding.
Stab!
ah
I missed that. You want to run that by me again?
ah.
What do you say?
At any rate,
Anyway.
We found out that some of the
By the way,
people
that was
going
that
out
was
killing
that,
others.
talk about run-on
The
sentences.
others would surrender.
His pursuit of logic
Oh,
that
yeah,
led him
yeah,
right
no,
back
no,
around
yeah,
to the
yeah,
obvious was awesome.
so anyway, right.
So take the BP
we're
for
telling,
that, 'cause I
Yeah, we're
didn't-
telling them how to do this, but these involve the
That's
uses
speaking.
of a collector and a conductor. Now we've only seen two objects that can be used by the average person.
But I told you how you can make them.
Actually, people can use 3 of them.
How do you
Okay.
make them?
That was where like, what came first? You need the chicken to make the egg, but how do you make the chicken?
Well, let's see. First of all, you need to find magic. So perhaps take something like detect magic and put it on a dowsing rod.
Right. No. But how to put? How do
That
you put
creates
it
a
there?
collector.
No. But how do you put it there? Like, I get
You
it.
have to.
So here's
I have to.
Here's
Me,
here's-
Ralgrim, have to.
Okay.
I do second broadcast.
You make 2.
So you're telling me that I should now disperse magic these collectors and conductors?
Just a few.
Just a few.
And then teach people how to make more.
Okay, so you're saying that the second part of my broadcast is stay tuned. You may get a collector and a conductor coming in.
No, you will be getting a collector.
I was being sarcastic, but thank you.
Oh my god, we're making a YouTube video of how to make magic items.
No, we're worse than that. We're making
It's
a,
really
we're
wonderful.
making like a reverse GoFundMe.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is literally a reverse GoFundMe. This is what we're making. This is why we're doing it, and here it is.
Julia Child status.
Right.
Would you-
This seems like a terrible idea, but there's this weird amount of fail-safes built in that bothers me.
Okay. Please.
Like, I get it. There's fail-safes. You as a collective seem to have a very organized, centralized processing system, and as you are all the same thing, you're all going to fight for the same things. But I don't know you. I don't know what your values are. I know that you want to stop the assaults on yourself, but what happens afterwards?
Umar, your parents won't care if I eat some of these snacks, will they?
You can
Oh,
eat.
no.
Good to know.
What's the matter?
Oh, that was a 4th wall. Jeez.
I like how I was able to grab it and keep going.
What was it you grabbed?
Yeah, sure. My dad won't care. Go for it.
Pass.
But
I
after-
didn't have a-
I
But
can turn that
afterwards-
off and
There is traveling with the 4th iteration group one of the best chefs ever. So you know.
But after we fix the problem of these armies that are advancing on the now, what happens to the items? Do they continue to exist? Basically, I'm
I just
asking.
told you how to make both temporary and permanent.
Right. What I'm basically asking you is what insurance? Because I understand the idea of you guys policing what magic items get created.
Mm-hmm.
Who polices the police?
he's saying everything looks pretty on
For more
paper.
than 6 iterations, nobody. Then you guys stuck your nose in and made things really kind of rough for us for a couple of iterations.
Okay, sorry.
So in order to
So
prevent
you're
that from
saying-
happening, we need to go back the way it was before.
So you're saying
No.
it just works? Okay.
No, I'm saying, trust me.
It's saying no.
I'm
You're
not a crook.
You're making. You sound like Todd Howard right now.
Wait a moment.
It just
Did you
works.
tell me not to trust NPCs?
Yes, I did.
This is the
Yes, I did.
No. This is the definition of Todd Howard at Bethesda going, it just works. And then it didn't.
I don't know if we've already established this, but what's your end goal?
Stability, sentience, and sanity.
Okay. And how will giving everyone magic items will it better equip them to deal with problems?
The
Or
others and the other incursions.
okay.
I like the way she answered it for me. That was.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, we're just not used to talking to a hornet's nest. It's a little weird.
Hornets don't normally pay attention enough to listen. So.
Yeah. And that time, the analogy worked very well.
The sky
If that is your
rewinding
stated goals, I
and
can see no
changing.
problem in it. If you're sentient, you certainly want to be stable and
Yes.
stabilized and sane.
Right.
Because we certainly wouldn't want insane magic.
Oh, it's already out there. That's the reason why we need to.
That's why we need to confront it. Okay.
Cool.
So, not that this is a detraction from your idea. All I can imagine is that some nefarious person sits down to make, I don't know, a knife that just kills people in one swing, and then it just not working and him wondering what went wrong. Is that basically what's going to happen?
But finding faith,
Sorta.
the great reward, will no doubt save the world.
Right.
What was that?
That's something I
That's
reference a lot.
a reference.
Faith.
Of faith.
Capitals. So,
This part.
is that how that works?
Faith capitalized in the purple.
Is it the intent of the user, or is it what's put into the
Right
item that
here,
concerns
this
you
line.
most?
This line.
What's the intent of the user, of course?
So what happens if the item falls into somebody who has a different intent for it? Will you then just disperse?
Ooh.
Is every item going to be able to tell the alignment of who wields it?
Just the one line.
That would be nice.
How would they not? They operate outside of time.
So yes.
Okay.
Ah,
Now, please.
so weapons are going to have alignments again.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Good.
Yay, okay.
That's
Or
what she
or
said.
evil.
Good.
Right, and if you force a weapon to become evil, you are putting it on the pathway towards insanity.
Right. At which point...
That's why.
So the process we've been doing is how you make evil items, and then the process you want to do is how to make good items.
Lawful good.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to make something generally useful rather than to make something that's specifically deadly.
This sounds too champagne futury to fail. I say we start effective immediately.
See,
Robert.
it usually takes me about a week to write a broadcast.
Robert,
So...
Well, I mean, by that.
please, as part of yours, if a person surrenders in battle,
Trust me, I will try to de-escalate. I have
if they
learned...
are hostile, they have the right to
Hey,
protect
how much
themselves.
does
But if they surrender,
I got you. I understand.
How much does a jumbotron cost in your broadcasts?
You just see this really massive sec-gen pachyderm going, I resemble that remark. Jumbotron.
What? Is a jumbotron?
May I pay you
A Tron that is jumbo.
to shout out my company?
we will outthink
Maybe.
it.
ADT.
Or just a
Depends on the company.
thought? Okay, do you want to read my user's manual? My company policy?
I was not aware that you were starting a business.
Okay, alright, yes.
Oh, yeah, if you don't know about
Yeah.
Ralgrim did not know about this.
I mentioned it several times when we went to the Vex.
no.
I wasn't
I
paying attention
mentioned-
because I had other things to worry about.
Mara did tell him that they're business partners.
You did mention that. I was worrying if I was going to die later that day. No offense. So yeah, I'd like to read the user's manual, but after we continue conversing with our hornet's nest of a guest.
Okay, that's
Alliteration.
great. Of course,
Yes.
great. Okay, so do you want us to do a trial run of your new method?
You already did.
I mean, we don't really need to make the light cannon anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Still going to.
Oh no, you could leave it around. Somebody
What?
else could use
Oh, yes,
it later.
hey, where's.
About
I
that.
have a question.
Other than making.
No. You might want to. Somebody can use it later.
Hey, Lorthal. Where's Trantor?
What's that? Use what later?
Oh,
The
literally.
cannon we were making. It's not very effective, but
Well,
it was a
because you
prototype.
don't have a pointer on it.
We put a pointer on it. We put a marker light on
They
it.
put a three light targeter on it.
Yep.
Okay.
We put a marker light on it.
Do you know where Trantor
I'm going to
is?
tell you about these 3 lights I saw.
Yeah.
Where is it?
No, I can't.
Lost.
Okay.
Is it possible to make an item that will find it?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Find what?
Trantor.
Trantor.
It's something that Cord has been talking about for a while.
You hear it was a floated city.
Everybody
floating
should have a floating city.
Wait,
I agree.
So what happens to the prisms that are inside here?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Time out. Time out. I'll have none of that. That's ridiculous.
What's
There have never been prisms within us.
That's a 3 on insight. God damn it.
So that's an,
You're trying to.
I don't
is this an
understand.
us versus them thing?
The prisms are not of Nycos.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, wait a moment. Then why did the drama ask us to find the prison?
It's a very. Well, I mean, it's not like I'm a Nycos either.
Exactly. Yeah, you might not want to mention that right now.
Because she said that it would bring in the golden age of Nycos.
She did.
She said, the search for it shall herald the golden age.
Okay, the search for it.
And we did search
here
for
we
it.
are.
Ergo, here we are. We
This is how we
fulfilled the
make Eberron.
prophecy. It's not a literal sense of just because you search for it, it means that you're going to fulfill it. It's just the fact that you searched for it.
Basic research.
Because we haven't searched for all of them, because they were different places that
Yeah.
they were.
This is literally how you make Eberron. Weird.
And we made one, but it couldn't stay.
Right. But we did that. These guys
I'm warning you.
don't do it.
No, I'm not. No, I can't. You will. Unfortunately, I know you will.
I resent that.
Sorry. You will. And I don't mean you individually, perhaps, but you will.
They
I will.
It's
show up.
inevitable.
I will.
They show
Right.
up.
Okay, then what's the
Quickly.
problem with them? They're not
Just don't say they're of us.
Oh,
You don't like being associated with them?
We
They're not-
have a bad experience.
We had an experience.
No, specifically.
What, did you guys get off on the wrong
What do you
foot
use it
during-
for?
What? The Alacaster?
No, what were you trying to use it for?
We were trying to get Jasper to shut the hell up about wanting to
100%,
control him all the
yeah.
time. Yeah. Because we thought part of Jasper's attitude issue was being from the wrong iteration. We were trying to make friends for it, so it didn't feel like such a
No.
controlling
I get that.
aspect.
I get that. But the issue is that you utilized it
Well,
as the Mobius.
it has like
Ah! I understand the problem.
Now you
Yeah.
understand the problem.
Yeah.
Oh.
You put us through the. There you go.
They're black slave owners.
ooh.
A bit of an extreme example, but a good one. I'd like to
Next
think.
time I see Jasper, we're gonna have a little talk.
If you see Jasper again, you better be running for the exit.
Let's run off.
And
You can
that's
make a
it.
Jasper.
Oh yeah, sure. Huh?
You can basically make Jasper.
You can make a better Jasper.
You can make a better Jasper.
You can make a better Jasper.
I don't like that sentence.
That's
yeah, I didn't
scary.
either.
I really find that scary.
Wait. I have one last question before you go. This is more of a
Oh, I'm not leaving.
Yay!
Right. I have one last question that I can think of off the top of my head immediately, and it's about sort of logistics and proportions. I've noticed that there's a disturbing lack of correlation between amount of vex used and effect the item has. For example, when we were trying to make the prisms, we used a relatively minimal amount of magic.
That's a good point.
But when we made a light cannon, we used way more magic, and the damn thing didn't work very well, or didn't work to the effect that a prism had. So, is there actually a proportion?
Okay, stop a second. You mentioned Prism again. Are you saying?
Ooh.
If making a prism is a different ball game than making a normal magic item,
Okay.
then I will not use that as an example.
Okay, to utilize, to gather the particulates of those materials, you cannot be collecting that magic.
Fair. So it's a bad example. Fair. So, let me try to rephrase my question without examples,
yes.
which is harder.
My question.
Which is,
Can Vex be converted from units of measurement of volume or mass 2 units such as energy.
Jewels?
Yes, jewels.
No.
Okay.
Notice, here's why. You're going to like this. Because you cannot contain magic in gems. Therefore, you cannot create jewels.
You don't have enough badges for me, bitch.
We don't have enough
We
what?
went from a
Badges.
pun to a wordplay. Well done.
Thank you.
So you're saying that there is no direct relation to amount versus
Output.
effect. Okay, listen. The two of us have been working with you guys for a very long time, and we still haven't figured. This is like the one part that I've gone to sleep every night that neither of us have talked about because we've just sort of mutually agreed that we don't need to talk about it because it's been working without knowledge of it. But every single time I've gone to bed, I've wondered how much magic does it take to do a certain thing versus doing another thing. What if the two things are doing two different effects? It doesn't take twice the amount of magic to do something with twice the effect.
Okay. What?
Thank you! Now we can get down to the study of magicals. I was waiting for the introductory lesson to be even requested, and I have now heard you request introduction to Magicals 101.
Okay.
Before you jump into that,
Sure.
because I've had a little bit of a midlife crisis back a couple iterations ago. Are you and have you always been sentient, or are you sentient now?
Sounds
I, personally, this collective happens to have coalesced sufficient materials to utilize sentience.
Sentence.
Oh, okay.
So you have the ability to become sentient.
Other of my brethren had no choice and are on their way to insanity because of it.
That sucks.
So they were forced. to
But at
use
one point, none of you were
force
sentient.
enslaved.
At a point before the fourth iteration, there was not magical sentience. However, with the advent of recent changes, second iteration now has sentient magicals.
My sister.
That's but
Hey,
So-
where is
Yes, you might know that young individual, Atherton Ving.
I walk away.
Hey, where's the armor of Cylon?
Isn't he the guy that turned
The
bad?
armor of Cylon, sadly enough, was on board the Borealis.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
The good news is that it has now
Atherton is-
its wreckage was recently
Wait.
sighted in the
Does that
Maelstrom.
mean Atherton is purely magic? Oh. Just this to me.
Does that mean that one time?
Don't stroke me! Don't choke me
Wait a
again!
moment.
Don't choke me again!
So wait,
Please
does
don't shoot
that,
me.
does that mean at one time when you cast,
Mary had the split
Goodberry.
mail of silence that you gave her,
did you use a portion of magic that came from
but
Atherton?
I gave that to the.
So does that mean
Hunter.
did you at one point did you eat Atherton? And did you like it?
Man, she can samba.
Oh!
Wait. I know you're like a collective, but a barbarian can hit things particularly hard if they want to.
I could clip his wings if I wanted to with my fingers.
I mean, no, they're made out of metal at them. They're made out of him right now. Speaking of, what? Not to belay you from your.
Remember what I
lecture.
said?
I vaguely
What's his first step?
collect.
Second step?
Okay, so you're just saying that I said a bunch of things and now some magic's decided to hang out on me?
Yes, what else did I say from that?
You collect.
Coat. And then there's
No longer you have it in contact.
more effectors. So you're saying that at any given moment I can give all this effect.
It's almost like your wings are a fine wine.
Well, wait a minute. So he says the longer you are in contact with the magic that you're imbuing it with, so like holding it in the
It's like a toxin.
the second piece.
It's like
It's like marinating something. The longer it marinates, the more flavorful it is. And I've been marinating for months.
well, and add to
Lovely.
that the fact that it has a toxic level. If you get to the point where it gets high enough, it's just like mercury. He can be poisoned by it.
But as a celestial, I'm probably of a higher toxicity point, which is probably why I haven't died yet. So I'm
that and the level of sentience that the magicals will reach when they reach terminal velocity.
That's why we
with
didn't
you.
let the other players eat Lim.
Yes. So I'm Wolverine.
Oh, and by the
and
way,
Angel.
just for clarification, and just to suit your memory, Lorathal, not this form, but the current form of Lorathal, did spend 40 years of his life eating a gold coin every day.
Gross.
And is now bearing a shard from another time frame.
Did he eat it?
No, he's carrying it.
Because
He's got
it's
all the
gold.
gold inside it.
And he's magic.
So he's just pooping out.
Magic.
No,
Wait,
he's
every so often?
he's become he he physically is living.
This is this person. I was being funny.
Yeah,
Got
But
it.
he's living wormwood.
So this is interesting. Okay, so
Oh, and by the way, his fingernail he's gone full Fu Manchu. He's got the really long nails and
before we get into proportions, which I imagine you and I are very interested in, right?
it's inverse square law.
Wait, less magic is more powerful?
You
Less
ever
is
heard
more.
of the universal field theory?
Yeah. No. Wait. Maybe.
No.
Less is more.
Universal field theory says that there are currently four recognizable forces that act upon a particle.
Each other. Right.
And
Yeah.
the
If you're gonna-
strongest of them is
Strong force.
which is
The force that prevents prevents the particles within atoms from collapsing on each other.
right, and then the inverse square law applies to magnetic and gravity. The farther away you are,
Farther
the
away
less.
are less forces, which doesn't affect the strong and the weak force because weak force is bullshit and strong force, everything's a set size to begin with.
Right.
Okay, but
So the inverse square law, the farther apart the particles, the more powerful the magic.
so you need a larger.
So the larger
The more magical.
the larger
stuff,
the
volume.
field you can create, the larger
Finally,
the coding
bigger is better.
field.
I like this.
So the larger the coding field you can create,
The less effective the magic will be coming from it.
so the smaller the field you create, so the more concentrated you
Never
get.
mind.
Less is more.
Less being the
Makes
collector.
sense.
Because if you think of it this way, the collective. Somebody once said that a really large collective group of people are stupid. Somebody said that. Somebody wise must have
So
said that.
if you bring it down to a much tighter group,
If you can convince a specific magical to do your bidding, it is infinitely powerful.
Wait, can I do a quick can
Sure.
you rate my ride?
Wait a minute.
I'll take the Alacaster, take the staff bit off, put the orb to Spike, and I'll just. This is probably a really bad place to represent this, considering how you're here. Is it?
did you
Magic's are
ever make
everywhere.
me that
Magicals are
gold
everywhere.
ring?
Fair enough. I will turn it on, and I will allow, I guess, a field to generate. So is this is it a small field? Is this what you're talking about when it's small? Is this like a big field? Is
Well, it's a moderate sized field.
moderate?
Yeah.
So this is average.
Well, in order for magic to convey, you have to have enough so that you can convince some of them to act.
Right, I'm talking about field size. Would you say this is an average size field?
That's a fine size field.
Okay, cool. There's a dick joke in there somewhere. I'll put it back together properly.
There it is.
So you need a smaller one to do what you wanted to
Yes.
do?
Well, because if there are less magics involved, there's more coordination. So
No,
it's
this is
more powerful.
this is the this is the reason why the whole concentration process causes the problems. Because you're actually taking a large population, concentrating to stream down to a very small, finite flow, and then you are directly then making them forget.
So it's less magic outright. So you're saying that far from going to an area that's magically dense and then making magic items, we should do the reverse and find areas with few magical particles. That way they can act independent of each other.
More importantly, acting in an area and utilizing those magicals and putting them to work creates a fundamental localized vacuum and therefore helps with the distribution of the magicals that are loose in the system.
So would you say that if
if you found a lake or an ocean of it, you're in a place where toxic levels of Vex exist.
This is
Yeah,
very.
That's a fair. That's
That's
an accurate statement.
So, if we were to somehow get to the very border of the riches of magic that come from Nimbus, we could make very powerful items.
Close? No, the further away you are, the more effective.
He said further.
Yeah.
Close to the border, close to the absolute limit
Well, okay,
of where it
but to
occurs.
see, you have to realize that they're in. You probably have to talk to a free Dejanov for more information on that.
Okay.
Oh yes, I talked to one of those.
So, are you saying that we should make?
Familiar.
So, you're theoretically, if we made an anti-magic zone,
Mhm.
and then we allowed a few magical particles in, would that fundamentally create some of those powerful magic items?
That is what the collector does. That's what the third step does.
Right. So you're saying that in the process of making powerful magic items, we must have no magic. Kind of.
Very few. Right. The fewer the
So
So what
magic
you have to do is really close down the collector.
is
So you
born.
can't get that much.
So magic is born from anti-magic. Kind of.
Kind of. As a matter of fact, there's a dark, powdery substance that fills the external universe that you don't even know about.
That's magic.
Well then.
Dark matter.
Did you make that gold ring I asked you to?
Did I?
Did
What
you? Ever?
I got plenty of time at the forge, so yeah, of course I did.
You're probably bored while making the cannon.
Would you try and use this to make a ring of protection?
Sure. Okay.
And let's see if we can try. One would be fine, but two would be better. But I mean, if we want to try to make a slightly powerful item.
Sure. We'll just make a. We'll start off small because it's usually a good idea. We'll put it on. I hope there's a table in this room because I hate to put
Sure.
this thing on the floor.
There was, 'cause we had cookies under earlier. So
Yes. Hopefully, I don't make the cookies magical. That might be weird.
Then Glenn might show up.
It'll reset everything. Apparently now it's this big. We'll
Mhm.
project the field and
Well, I'm not sure what makes a ring of protection. I'm not a wizard.
protect those who wear this.
No, stop,
Oh,
stop. I told you that what you do is imbue it with a spell you already know.
Oh.
So something that would give protection.
Okay, hold on.
Armor class
Shield.
protection.
Just shield.
I don't know shield. I know shield of faith.
Yeah. So shield of faith, then all of a sudden it'll.
Shield of faith.
That's a reaction-based spell, right?
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
a bonus action.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have Shield of Faith.
Okay. So now you have a ring that gives the effect of shield of faith when activated, and it activates automatically when attacked.
You also
Okay.
have 2 levels in Druid.
But that isn't a ring of protection.
That is a ring of protection.
Oh, that is?
Well, it's okay. So
We're now talking about Magical 101, so I'll explain why that works here in a moment.
So, it's kind of a ring of protection in D&D.
Gives
Dungeon
a-
Master guys is a +1 AC and a saving throw.
Okay, is there anything that does that spell-wise?
No.
They all are either or?
They 99% of the time you get nothing.
It's an armor class
gi-
bonus.
Nothing gives you, as far as I can think of off the top of my head, nothing gives you a flat bonus to AC and a flat bonus to spell saves. Usually it's flat bonus to AC, or people have a disadvantage when attacking you, or you have advantage on saving throws. It's usually never one. Neither. Fuck. It's usually never either or. Or never but fuck's
Never,
sake.
gotcha. But okay, so the reason why I'm asking is that you could cast and imbue it with the first one, and as long as you're not trying to contingency, which is what he was trying to do, as long as you're not linking them together, you could cast a second spell on it.
Right, but there's no spell.
But the
You know what would be
armor
fun?
class
I
bonus.
mean, resistance.
Enchant armor class.
Right.
A ring
Oh.
of old person.
Resist. Yeah. Wait. Do you know resistance?
Armor of Tensor's transformation.
Do you know resistance?
The spell
In
resistance.
Spell
character.
can't
Yeah,
change.
spell resistance.
So you put resistance in, I put shield of faith in, and we basically have the equivalent of a +2 ring of protection.
There you go.
Because resistance adds a D4, which on average is 2.5, to saving throws, and then that
Okay, so it
Shield
has
of Faith is.
resistance and it has Shield of Faith.
By combining these two spells, we are creating basically the effect of a ring of protection.
You are creating a ring of protection. Just
Okay.
call it
Okay.
that, a ring of
Okay.
protection plus 2.
So it's a ring of protection plus 2. Thank you very
Now,
much.
the trick is that when you create items like this, they will, by nature, have charges equal to the casting level of the two casters. In this case, so you're
We're both 18, but she's gonna be one. I'm 19, but she's one level lower than me at 18.
I'm 19.
No, you have 2 levels in Paladin. Paladin's
Yeah,
only half
but
caster.
the total caster level is.
Paladins are half casters,
Yeah,
so
they're
they're only
half
contributing half.
Okay, so it would be 18.
It'd be 18.
So 18 plus your 19,
Is 37.
37 triggers,
Who do we know
37
that
times.
recently just
which is
came-
fundamentally forever because
Yeah.
who's going to count 37 attacks?
Who do we know that is really super duper into profit and recently just came in knowing that we were making magic items?
They're not nice.
Oh, that
Very
was
blind
that
mice.
ratkin.
TBM Incorporated.
The ratling.
And happened to just know that we were making them on this day.
Not this day.
Well, not
I know
Well,
this day. You're using this day.
Yeah.
The day
now. The now.
before. Yeah. Why? No. Remind me why that's relevant again. Sorry.
There are people utilizing the storms in order to make profits.
Are you suggesting that we stop them now?
All right. Ready for Magicals 101?
Yes.
I'm saying we
Yes.
should still consider doing something about that.
Right. That was what we were doing next.
Yeah. So
Magic's 101.
every now and then I have moments of epiphanies.
Epiphanies?
Epiphanies.
You epiphanize occasionally.
Epiphanize.
I epiphanize occasionally, and it's part of my ADHD. You're welcome. Brought to you by Alex.
Epiphanize is not a word.
Epiphanize.
I know it's not, you twat.
Epiphanize. That's good. This is
I could throw you a bone and you slap my hand.
No, we pick it up and worry it to death.
Pick up a bone and I'd slap your hand. What the actual hell does that mean? Is that one of those Cuban metaphors?
Totally. Totally a nut.
That's an alley metaphor.
An alley metaphor.
What does that even mean?
That means what it means.
Yeah, something creeping down a dark alley. It's gonna get you.
One way
I
or
think it's open to
another.
interpretation.
I'm gonna
I
find
was
you.
I
I'm
was
gonna find you.
referring to myself,
One way
but
or
okay.
another.
I'm trying to make a pun out of that, but I can't.
Alley oop.
Amateur.
Oop, 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 oop. Alley oop, 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 oop.
They don't know that song
Chocolate
either.
one.
No, they don't know that song.
I mean, it's more like it's you know how like some orange chicken is the flavor of the color orange.
Sure.
That's this chocolate stuff.
Oh.
It is the flavor of the colored chocolate.
What?
Are you talking about like? Wait, I'm confused.
Have you ever had orange chicken
Yes, I have.
that didn't taste like really genuine orange chicken?
Oh. Okay.
So
Yes.
imagine that with chocolate.
Oh no.
It's very odd chocolate taste.
It's like it's not disappointing, but it's also not satisfying.
yeah.
Maybe see if it's 11 then.
Okay. My favorite ones are the ones that are pepper noose like. They're hard.
It just works.
Okay. Wow. Okay, when you're
Almost there.
ready for your broadcast.
Broadcast?
I will have to do that. I will
Broadcast.
have to do that next week because I don't have anything prepared.
Ready for your broadcast.
If I was able to make a gate back at Elwindale, could I come back straight to my gate at the temple? if I make a pack for that new one?
Possibly. All right. For my laws of magic first. That
That require power, lights, or other items. And then you run wires that connect them all, and again, it just works.
Oh, there it is. That's the easiest.
What's that?
It just works. So, Todd Howard is the, I guess, CEO of Bethesda, which is a really well-known video game company. I would say popular, but recently a game they produced was Hot Garbage. And they were hot garbage people about making their game not hot garbage. I'm speaking of the tale of Fallout 76, by the way, if you wish to join me, Cord. And one of the quotes used to describe their reaction to Fallout 76 when it was coming out was, "It just works," which is an ironic statement, which is basically them trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. Like, just, it's okay, it just works. And then people were like, no, it doesn't. Which is kind of the whole vibe I was getting from him. He was like, oh, it just works. I'm like, no! Very good at finding metaphors today. I know.
Martha, you say we. Oh, he's busy.
Yeah, he's trying to find a video.
No, I'm trying to find
A document.
Document, yeah.
But not the documents.
I
I know.
Sometimes you try so hard, Alan.
I do. I really do.
like the docu bone sir.
Because I throw a bone at you.
Yes.
Full circle there again.
Yep. You seem to be thinking about something very deeply. Thinking about the comfortableness of the button-up shirt you're wearing.
No, come to think of it, yeah.
Do we want to take a 10-minute here?
No, I just need to find the damn thing. Can't believe it.
Buffering.
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 No, I just can't remember.
99%.
Nice.
Oh, the screen's too long. It's taking too long to fill up. Not quite the cringiest thing I've ever read.
What's that?
213 minutes remaining.
No,
What's that book?
good. Probably. Come on.
RPG character backstory guide.
Gee, you probably could have said please and thank you a little
Oh,
bit more.
sorry.
Jeez. She had her hand on it. She's like, what's this book? I'm gonna read this book now.
How cute. Where'd you find that?
Jeez.
This one particularly was at Barnes and Noble. They had more books at the
There's
store.
an old thing called Central Casting that's really good too.
Okay, I could probably ask Kevin.
There was Central Casting Fantasy, Central Casting Modern. And actually, I have one too. Do you have that packet that I gave you?
Not with me.
I'm
Oh,
out
okay.
of frame whenever I lean back. That's interesting.
Yep, you vanish.
Yeah,
I can fix that if you want.
it's fine.
He doesn't want to be in the middle. He's fun.
Why it is I can't see this file though, it's driving me crazy. It should be right there.
You okay?
Here we go. Coughs in Chinese.
Ooh,
There's still
COVID-19.
that is
COVID-19.
still the best coronavirus joke I've ever heard.
What's
And I
that?
heard it at MEPS.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
I don't know, I was at the medical processing center and I don't know, some guy was just
Most
walking
people
by.
go to hospitals, but no, not.
No, I
Not
needed to get a
Walgreens.
physical. I needed to get a physical done, right? So, a guy goes walking by, and I'm with some other guys who are going into the Coast Guard, and we're like being really like buddy because we're the only 3 Coast Guardsmen there. We're usually used to being alone. Anyway, guy walks by, he coughing up a storm, and the guy next to me just simply states, "coughs in Chinese," and we, the 3 of us, could not stop laughing for the next
He
8
said what?
minutes.
And he
Coughs
coughs in Chinese.
in Chinese. We could not stop laughing for the next 8 minutes.
That is pretty funny.
Because I was thinking of all the ways all the other jokes you could springboard off of that.
I've still heard that joke and it still throws me off.
Like you could say sneezes in German and then be referencing the Black Plague.
Gesundheit.
Yes. You could.
Actually, that means God bless you.
You can do scratch in Latin America to represent
Spanish fever.
Spanish fever. Thank you. You can do I don't know, the sniffles in Russian. Let's do something. I don't know.
I tried so hard not to.
Again, there's so many places you can go off of it.
I had a friend.
We all
When she
fall
broke
down
into laughing, it became hysterical.
the
Hysterical. And when she breathed in, it was, and then she would break off laughing, and then she'd suck in air, and she was just so constricted in the airway, she made that god awful pig sound.
Wow.
And then she'd break out again, just totally rolling on the floor and not being able to get up and do anything. She just went off in a paroxysm fit.
Where did my document go? Why isn't it here? Okay.
Just
Do it from memory.
Okay.
All right. So,
Back to the topic at hand.
Roll a cool.
Magic Manifest, and a lot of this was stuff that you actually were picking up from the academy in Florida. So some of this will seem a little redundant, but for those of you that weren't there, this will be your first time. Magicals are an energy source coming from Nimbus, permeating the planet.
Okay.
Inverse square law determines the weakness or strength of the connection between them. So the more magicals in an area, the less magical potential there is. So when casting spells, you have to take into account a lot of different rules. Since I haven't found my file, as a matter of fact, now that you said that, let's go ahead and take the 10 minutes. I want to find the file because I'm going to.
Error.
Abort. I could try to do this from memory, and it's going to be a mess. So
Yeah,
let's
I can do this from memory.
let's see. Let me explain. No, that would take too long. Let me sum up.
All alone in the moonlight, what was it that I
The
forgot?
thing that
I'm
happened
not
to
sure
the
I
person
She's back. She's back. Are you back?
I am back.
This is good.
This is
Welcome back. Yeah. All right. Laws of magic. I'll list them all, then we'll go over them.
Oh, wait. Oh.
7 laws. The
Yeah.
law of resource. Magi is bound to his discipline by the source they choose to draw upon. I'm going to teach these in detail, so don't worry about that. Second, the law of distance.
Give him a moment to write.
That's right, I forgot he does this and then takes pictures. The effectiveness of each discipline relies on the range at which it takes effect. Third law, the law of license. The effects are mitigated or exacerbated by the willingness or lack thereof of both the magi and the target. Fourth law, law of manifestation. The visual, oral, and tactile result of an effect depends on the discipline. So the way in which you cast magic determines the visuals of it. A quick example, throwing a wall of fire on somebody is different from making them experience the burning.
This is fourth law is where School of Lore wizards have their fun because they're able to change spell saves and damages.
Right.
This is where Ramadeus mucked about.
Also, law of magnitude.
should probably
Effects are defined in
talk to
terms
the
of the
cat.
intent.
Say again.
we should
Law of magnitude. The more you intend to do, the more powerful your spell is. So if you're wanting somebody to burn, it's a lot different from saying I want them incinerated. And there are ramifications of both. Next, the law of motive. The dedication of the magi affects the visual appearance of the effect. So persuasion spells actually have a color, and so on.
The motivation of them. So if they were angry or that sort of color manifestation.
No, the level of intent, then the level of the motive. I'll explain when we get there, like I said.
Okay.
And then finally, law of duration. The time an effect stays in place depends on many things, and some are with or without the caster's control.
So, law of resource, the type of spell
Right.
cast is dependent on where it gets its magic.
Right.
So,
So there are 7 of those.
magic is influenced by caster.
The law of resources that?
Yes.
The law of resource are the following. Your magic either comes by gift, which means it comes to you from an external source. This is the equivalent of the D&D warlock. That gift can be, but is not required to be, contingent upon something. So, literally, you may be born with, say, a horrible physical deformity and yet have a natural charisma of 20. That's you were given the gift. You look like crap, but everyone seems to like you. That's a gift. Talents are genetically passed down from person to person. So if your folks were magicians, then you're more likely to have magical abilities and so on. Skills are spontaneous and controllable. This is, you just have a predilection for starting fires. So you just look at a pile of wood and it bursts into flames. Abilities. Known but rarely controllable. These are abilities that you don't mean to use, but you use them. So, for example, certain people are attractive to people of the other sex and tend to get themselves into all kinds of trouble all the time just by smiling. I just smiled at the girl. that whole bard problem. Next are the arts, and this is your wizard. This is studied and ritually practiced actions that cause spell triggers. Tricks are, some people have latent ability, but they can't actually focus well enough to actually maintain that ability. So a trick is a weaker version of an actual effect, but generally it's somebody who's stealing it. So this is like an arcane trickster. You picked up the ability from somebody else, but it's not pure.
Eldritch Knight.
Right, exactly. And then finally spells. And here spells doesn't mean what you think it means. Spells means triggered effects that stay on for an indefinite period. If you've seen Carrie, she's a pyromaniac. She actually literally, she walks into a room and gets angry, and the anger causes her to burst things into flames. She just has that ability, and she can't control it once it starts going, like Firestarter.
He can't put it out.
Firestarter, and Carrie.
From Hellboy?
Firestarter.
Yeah. She's another example. Yeah, the young lady from Hellboy. All right.
Law of distance.
Law of distance, also known as the law of range.
Further spells are hard, or farther-reaching spells are harder.
Well, the kind of caster you are determines this. So, for example, a cog casts his spells only inside his own mind. This is like perception magics and things like that, where you're doing it only within your own head. Then you've got strikers, and strikers have to touch their opponent. Then a reacher is basically 300 feet or less, kind of like an archer. Then beyond that are breachers, and their actions are at line of sight. And then there are preachers that's vocal. They don't have to see you. All they have to do is be able to hear you, and you can trigger effects. Then there's farsight, which means you cast at things you cannot see. This is calling a storm or causing a wheel to break on a wagon that's leaving town. You don't even know where the wagon is. Farsight allows you to trigger those kind of effects. And then finally, vessel. The range is unlimited if you know your target. So you can actually, as long as you're aware of the person, you can hunt them down. You're a vessel for magic. Magic's using you. You're not using magic.
So you can disintegrate someone.
So where would a cleric fall in there?
Clerics can fall into any of these.
Where is she on this list?
Well, she would fall more than likely under the first part. She would fall as an arts because she's studied ritually practiced, right? And then most of your stuff is at touch, so you'd be a
It's
striker.
touch or range.
Right. Okay. The fact that you're not one of these doesn't mean that you can't cast spells beyond that. It's just it costs you more. It's more difficult to accomplish because your brain's not wired that way.
So
Law of license. This is measuring the opponent's response to your attempt. It goes from the low end at accepting. They really want you to do it. Inviting, which is, yeah, I think I want you to do it. Aware, okay, I know that you're casting. Neutral, this is somebody literally walking by and you want to make them look like a frog. Okay, fine. Resist, I know you're casting, I don't want anything to do with it. Avoid, I don't want you casting and I'm going to try to stop you with my own will. And then finally, react. And this is, you are not doing it and I'm going to actively counter it. That usually requires the other person to be a mage. Some creatures and people have the ability otherwise. Law of manifestation. The way a spell is experienced. So, let's see here. The example. It is by manifestation that one can determine precisely what its effect is. This is referring to the fact that when you cast, the other people can be able to detect what you're casting. So if you don't do anything but you sit there and chant, they'll be able to tell that it's that's considered to be a nil because they can't tell what you're doing. They just know that it's some kind of a chant. if you're going to strike, they'll be you have to shout at them, and so on. So the specifics of that, don't want to get muddied in details of that. Law of magnitude, which is the important one. The shape or dimension of an effect's appearance varies, and the cost applies. So, for example, pinpoint. All I need to do is point my finger at you, and it triggers. That's just me to you. There's nothing else. That pinpoint is called a flash. Then there's line, which is me towards you. Anything that passes between us would be triggered. Would be hit by it. A plane, just what it sounds like, flat space. A shape. This means I'm actually making the idea of making a fireball. You have to be fairly sophisticated to make the shape of it. Otherwise, it would just be a flame strike of some other sort. Filled space. So I can make a sphere, or I can fill the sphere with whatever it is, and the filled sphere is more damaging. Unbounded. That's just I'm throwing whatever the effect is. I'm throwing a wall of fire at you or whatever. And then location. This is I'm picking a location, and that location specifically will receive the effect. Law of motive. If your effect is just to startle somebody, that's the easiest to do. If you're trying to motivate them, so I just want you to watch out for the train, so I flash a light at you. Or I actually push you with some air so you know to get out of the way. That's the next step up. Effects that are meant to frighten you, so I put a scary monster image in front of you or whatever. Next step above that is I'm actually intending to hurt you. The next one is I want to harm you. And there's not a specific, it's more powerful. And the next is I want to disable you, which is unconsciousness, paralysis, that kind of thing. Or I want to kill you. So if you are to the point where you want to kill somebody, it doesn't cost you more, but the effect, the cost would be more expensive. And then law of duration. Instantaneous. Is it sustainable? So, for example, if I want to hit you with fire, I can hit you with just a wall of heat and flame right now. Boom. But if I want to make it sustainable, I've got to have a fuel source for the magic. So I'm literally lighting something on fire. So it's like produce flame compared to flame strike. What is the significance of the effect? Am I trying? This goes back to intent. If I've intended to harm you, then the amount of damage done is going to cause the spell to be more expensive. Can it be resisted? So if the person is not a spellcaster at all, they're not likely to resist. But if they're wearing a ring or whatever, they can increase the resistance against it. Can they backlash? So certain spells can be triggered in reverse. So you cast a fireball at me. If I'm a spellcaster who can cast that spell, I can actually volley it and send it back to you. So the magic attacks are more active rather than the passive way of looking at it before.
So can you bounce it back again?
Yeah, as long as you have the energy to do whatever the version was. So if you send a light version just to scare me, and I say, well, fine, I'm kicking it back to you, but I'm going to ratchet it up a notch. As long as you have enough power to match or exceed past what I'd already done. Yeah, we'll go into details on how that works in a minute.
Or throw up darkness?
And then finally, what are the consequences? So if I light you on fire and you're burning, what if I'm in the same building? So I have to take that into account when I'm casting. So that was all of them?
Yep, that was all 7.
All right. So
North, though. I have a question.
I have a lot of answers. We'll see if they can.
I know. You said collective we. How much range do you have? I mean, how far can the we reach other we's?
With proper motivation and sufficient time everywhere,
Okay.
but not everyone.
I understand, okay? Only because there is not sentience in some of the other way.
For some of the other weeks.
It wouldn't help you to reach there and not have anything to talk to, would it?
Right.
I mean, is that what you meant by not other winds?
No, I meant not other winds. There's some of the storm preclude us from crossing.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So if we went to a time period where your kind wasn't magic, this
No, it wasn't sentient.
sorry, sentient. This method of making magic items wouldn't work.
It would still work.
It would have no filter, no policing.
No, the 2-stage would work. That's the way magic's always been done.
Oh. But it grants sentience.
That takes the 4-step that you've already got.
Oh. Got it.
But actually, the first three.
Where okay, so cool. So
Magic.
So now you can make magic items.
yep, we'll
Yeah.
make magic items differently,
Yes.
more ethically.
Yes,
Those commercials. Ethically, what's that? The phrase they use nowadays for ethically sourced.
Yeah.
Ethically sourced magical items for your perusal. Available now at every Mavu station across the continent.
not dealing through him.
Or ANA.
I don't like him. I think he's been dealing with magic weapons
I think you're right.
across
Well,
time zones.
I think that you in a couple of different iterations are aware of it.
Yeah, I know. There's another one that's aware of it. Sure. Not who it is. Oh, yes, we did. Oh, yes, they did. The trainers.
She's rambling, yes. So,
What? Any other pearls of wisdom you wish to impart?
well, yeah, I'd like to read your future.
Oh,
Whose future? His?
Each of yours.
that's nice of you.
cool. So we're gonna do this alphabetically, or just by who wants to go first?
Oh, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I could do collectively, or I could make the prophecies, and then you guys decide who they go to.
Yeah, because we need more vagueness in our lives.
Yeah, there's not enough clarity. Oh, and I can answer some of the questions that you might not be able to answer right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the colors of the artifact.
Okay, I'll go first, I guess.
You get the colors of the artifacts first. That's
Oh, yeah,
important.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did she? Yeah, because you didn't remember that, right?
No, she didn't know what the
I didn't have those.
There it is. Iteration 7, the Book of Lorth. Beauty is purple. Said to be on an island. Strength is an axe. Red.
color was an act.
Found in a canyon.
Wait, canyon color?
Red.
Alright.
Youth is a staff.
What
Yes,
color is the
color?
staff?
Green. Found in the mountains.
Not like there's no mountains on Nycos.
No, none at all. Heat is a hammer.
What color?
Blue.
Blue.
Found in the city.
Oh, truth is a hammer, yes. A
Yeah,
hammer.
but it's the
Heat?
hammer of truth is known as heat.
Okay.
Heat? H-E-A-T?
Yes.
Okay.
The seed is a spear that is yellow.
Seed or seat?
Seed.
S-E-E-D.
Seed. And
S
it is
Swede?
S-E-E-D.
Oh, they said W.
E-E. And it is...
And death is a sword.
I know where the seed is. We know where the seed is.
And then death is a sword?
The
Where's
seed
that- where's
is in
death
lumber.
found?
And
It's
lumber
found in a valley.
is in a... Lumber
color?
is a
Oh.
huge root
That's
of
very
a tree
biblical.
What color?
in the pachyderm.
Color? Black?
Death is an orange sword.
It's an orange?
Mhm.
So we know where seed is? Is it in a tree?
No, I think Jean knows. I don't think Miri knows.
Yes, the pachyderms told us.
Oh, that's right.
They wanted to trade the seed that was in lumber, and lumber was a huge
Tree City.
fort. Actually, probably what it is a stump of a great tree.
It is.
That's, and and it was like a fort there or something, except it's not, and the seed was in lumber. And lumber was the name of the place the pachyderms called it.
This isn't in the Beholder Island, is it?
And they described
It's
it
not
as
a
this
Beholder
huge,
Island, is it?
wood
I don't know what you're talking about.
Either.
palisade growing up out of the plains.
Yeah.
So that much I know. And if we can get there, we can find it. But I think we need to get this dispersed, make as much as we can while we're here.
Okay. So for clarification, all those rules about magic are about how to make your own spells. That's the parameters for creating them.
Is beauty a shield or what is beauty?
It's a bow.
I didn't have to tell that one because somebody should know that.
She's mine.
Is the orb clear or not clear? Is
Not clear.
It's
I have to bring
opaque.
up my
Okay.
decks.
I need to find something I can maybe look through and talk to Bex and see if I can get them to
How
show
can
me
I
what's
bring up my
up that way.
dexterity?
What?
Training.
I
I
want.
need to be faster.
Training.
Who are you asking?
Who are you asking?
Facts. Sure, why not? In general.
Not to be the history buff here.
They say that aerobics is really good for that. Running at high elevation.
Not to be the history buff here, but
There's a mountain right over there called Cauldron. You can run around up there.
bows are traditionally strength weapons.
Last time we were
Are
in
you
Cauldron, they tried to
implying-
kill us.
She's not strong enough to use a bow.
No, I'm just saying you don't need to be dexterous to wield a bow.
You need to be dexterous to aim it.
It's just I think D&D just gave dex to bows because the dex needs something.
Yeah, otherwise strength would be broken as hell.
Exactly.
Yeah. It'd be very awkward because then Dex would have like no range.
Well, if you pull too
Or anything.
hard on the string, it breaks.
Well, what does dex have to do with that?
That's why you have a bow that is calibrated to your draw.
Yep, there you go. So traditionally it was strength.
Everything has to
It
do
was
with your draw.
210-pound
No.
English longbows.
Traditionally, it was volume. When you have 300 archers,
No, to
See, this-
wield.
you don't have to hit anything.
Listen, if you wanted to do an actual legit D&D bow, you would be your hit rolls would be dex based. The amount of extra damage you would do would be independent of your abilities, and there'd be a minimum strength score requirement. If you want to be really freaking technical.
Okay.
It has to do everything with the
I have a
poundage of
+1 in
pull.
dexterity. I'm not very fast.
Regardless.
You couldn't hit anything, but you would have a good draw.
So you ready
I
for
don't
your
know
you're
why,
ready
I'm
for
just
your
very
fortune to
drawn
be
to
read?
beauty.
Oh yeah,
Let's just do some
Oh, let's
fortunes.
listen.
Yes,
This is a
give me my,
fortunes.
before we begin.
Wait, is this a
may
private
I
thing?
ask,
Do you want us to leave?
No,
it?
no, it's pretty
Okay.
fine. No, I
quickly, how I don't mean to be offensive here. How legitimate is your source of my fortune?
the fact that we are, as stated before, independent of time.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. You exist forward and backwards all the time. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, go
Sounds
ahead.
legit.
Dr. Manhattan, go ahead.
Okay, so roll percentage dice.
Oh, that could be screwed.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna check it out.
13. Wow. Lucky.
Roll again.
11.
All right. Your future suggests a dire end to someone close to you soon.
Better not be me.
Roll d6.
A dire end.
Here's the thing, Lorethal. My parents have already died, and I'm not really concerned about these three, so I don't know who it could be.
Oof.
Well, I mean,
Damn.
that's not what I meant. I
That
meant...
That was harsh.
Can we get an
No,
F in the chat?
No.
Do you want me to
You
just
three,
end you
I
right
meant-
now?
That you three are really powerful, and that I'm not really concerned about you dying.
Did you roll a 6?
Right.
You roll a 5?
You kind of like my family. I got nothing else.
Roll percentage dice again.
Oh, okay.
This is that weird part of the family where you say the wrong thing and meant actually something else, and he's mucking it up.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. My intention. That's a 61.
Roll again.
30.
You will have the opportunity to prove yourself in martial combat with something stronger than you soon.
You should probably write these down.
Okay.
That would probably be a good idea.
Well, I mean, there's a lot out there that's stronger than me. It doesn't really narrow it down. Not that point yet. Where I'm like, okay, that guy. Which sucks for me.
You should probably write both of them.
Oh, yeah, which
Man,
one?
what if the two statements are related?
Yeah, good luck killing off one of these three.
Roll a 6 dice again. Oh, excellent. Now roll percentage dice.
71.
Again.
88.
Again.
55.
Your crown will be taken by another.
Okay.
Literally or figuratively?
Do not ask a prophet if they mean it literally or figuratively. That's just rude. Even I know that.
I just did.
Well, sucks for you. I have no crown.
So that means it's figuratively.
Exactly.
Oh,
Your
right.
name belies that.
Tord means king.
I rule over like 900 people.
It's a king.
No, that was then. That was before the city fell and people moved into Mirabelle.
I will get a chance.
Here you go. Got it?
Yeah, you done with me? Okay, move on.
Next.
Allie.
Sorry?
Said next.
Yes? Okay.
Roll percentage dice.
Okay. Oh, I get it really quickly. And yes, I did get these at the store.
Of course you do.
Got to treat myself. If I can open it. Put it in there. Alrighty.
Swear to God, next time I come into this room, I'm bringing a can of WD-40.
And unsqueak all the chairs?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's been driving me crazy too. I'm like barely moving. I feel bad every time because I know. 90.
Roll again.
0. So 100.
Roll again.
23.
You will get exactly what you want.
Oh, so I fricked out. Oh, great.
But it will cost you dearly.
God damn it.
Lucky duck.
Roll a d6. What if she wants one of your friends dead?
6. No. Somebody's about to die or something that you care about.
Well, outside of the three, I don't really have anyone, so. 'Cause the point I'm making is,
The point
it's gotta be
is,
one of you three.
Oh boy.
it,
Or it's
you
gonna-
will
What'd you get
have
on the
somebody that you care for.
What'd you get on the 6?
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, good
Okay,
luck.
roll percentages.
That's implying he doesn't care about any of us, and he's frequently
That is a
mentioned
4.
like 5 times
Roll again.
that he has.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
watch out.
That is
I
a
will.
17.
I appreciate your concern.
Roll again.
That is a 42. 42.
Roll again.
95.
Again.
34.
Again.
Another one.
Bites the dust. 59.
But
Again.
done.
Again.
Done.
94.
Done.
God dang it. Another 94.
Again.
41.
All your worldly possessions will be lost.
Oh boy. Oh well.
Metaphorically
One more time.
or
D6.
literally?
6.
And percentage dice again.
God damn it.
That is a 95.
Again.
24.
You will attain elevation in your standing.
That's fake as fuck. Elevation in your...
Yeah, in your standing.
Well, yeah, you're standing up.
What's the standard?
Well, when you stand up, usually that means that you're elevated from...
Yeah.
That's why
Well, I stand up. I win.
Wait a moment. That's why I asked, because it doesn't make any sense to me. In her standing or standard?
No, in her standing.
So would I stand?
So she will be elevated in standing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great when you're dead.
Jesus.
So I guess it's me that's dying.
You lose everything, and now they elevate
Well,
you
that
after you're dead.
Nice.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
Good.
I kind of want to go
God.
back to the oracle now.
You want to compare prophetic notes?
I know,
Exactly.
right?
Go ahead, you go next.
You sure?
Yeah.
Mary wants to hold off to
All
last.
right. I was just picking dice because I needed something to fidget with. Sorry. Let me get out the correct looking percentiles.
You're gonna want a 6 and then percent.
Yes. Oh, it's classy. 16.
Again.
88.
Again.
It's like that scene from Star Wars.
84.
Again.
30.
More.
Again.
More.
15.
Okay. Your creation will be your downfall.
Oof.
Wow, that's a very that could be interpreted very literally.
Oof.
Well,
You literally are a creation.
His cult is going to be, I mean, his religion is going to be his downfall.
No.
That was a Freudian slip, I'm very sorry.
Well, I could think of another interpretation for it.
What?
I
What?
was created.
He is a
You were
creation.
created,
But
but you
his
created
creation.
something. It
Anyway,
was your creation.
D6.
Not going to interpret
5.
yours.
Percentage.
33.
Okay, again.
32.
Ooh, okay. Your nemesis is walking this world.
Oh, you already knew that.
It's kind of dark.
If you were to put that into text, would this be in bold?
Would which part be involved?
This.
No.
No, this. The word this.
In that line?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That actually tells me.
It's kind of dark, Lorathal.
It's not really Lorathal.
These are kind of dark, Magic.
There you go.
Next. No. What do you call it? Sentient. That's my first name.
Sentient.
Add D6. No, sentient.
4.
Sentient.
4? Okay, roll percentage.
95.
Again?
86.
Okay, wow, twice in a row. Okay, where you come from won't be there when you get home.
Oof.
That could be interpreted extremely literally.
The create.
Stay home at all times.
Nothing will happen. The end. Every time you try to prevent something, it happens.
Stays there his entire life, dies, and gets resurrected, and something's not there.
No, I got brought back from Elysium, and then you guys go and destroy Elysium. He'll be happy.
Well, if we're up there,
Is you done?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
you're
first
right.
roll was 75.
Okay.
And
Oh.
second one was 80.
Again?
The third one is 39, and then I'll roll from there.
Okay, so that's fine. With the 39, you don't have to roll anymore. Love will find you when you least expect.
Oh.
That's nice.
Now roll a d6.
I'll roll a d6.
Two.
2.
Going away what she least expects.
Ooh, okay. Roll percentage.
Just a moment. When you...
you least expect it.
Huh. That's interesting. It'd be funny if that was right now.
Okay. 2 rolls. 68. 92.
Again.
44.
Okay. Your land is in danger, but your people are not.
Okay.
D6.
That's it?
D6.
Oh, d6. 6.
Percentage.
Percentage. 75.
Again.
31.
Stop. You will be given a crown you don't want.
That's what's suspicious.
is.
It's true. I can't think of any reason why she would want a crown. She doesn't. She serves people, but not a country.
A crown or a tiara?
She serves
Ah!
what? The crown of what?
She said a crown or a tiara.
No. Tiara doesn't have any aspirations for mortal.
You know, closeness
Rewards.
could mean physical proximity.
What?
I could have someone that I'm not aware of on my person, and they could get lost.
I mean, you are a very large creature, but I don't think you're so large that it's possible to get lost on your back.
Sure enough.
Like, I don't know how attracted somebody would have to be to you in order to lose themselves in examining your back muscles. I imagine people like that exist, but still, it's a little weird.
To be a spy, I don't know.
And the problem is the belly. You really got to get rid of the belly.
I mean,
God.
As you
Jeez.
described yourself,
God.
she sees you as grossly overweight, regardless
Just
of your muscles.
Digging himself.
Wow.
Digging his grave.
Well, he showed me the picture of how he conceived himself. It's a big fat ogre.
Don't judge athleticism. It comes in many different forms.
he's one of those turtle belly bodybuilders, isn't he?
Look,
They're
I
all
will
turtle
show you
belly.
the picture he showed me.
Oh,
It's kind of hard not to be like that when you're eating 20,000 calories a day.
I think that's
Yeah.
still an ogre attacking two people.
it's an ogre intimidating two people. It's an ogre in line for a job, is what it is. He's just trying to get employment.
But you're not an ogre, you're Goliath.
That's what I look like. That's my build. That's what I was saying. I didn't say I was an ogre. I said that's what
I mean, you're also built like an ogre.
Yeah.
Like, your character is
Get out of
built...
my swamp.
Like,
yeah.
the stats are built like an ogre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so now back to the other detail you asked about. If you're looking for them, and you've determined that they are, as you said, spread across the planet,
Mm-hmm.
you can either grow them or you can collect them.
But how can
Growing.
How can they exist while the revening exists?
I think we should collect the ones we can. And
How can they exist?
Yeah.
Because the revening was a result of the sevenfold wish, not of the configuration of the prisms.
Can you run that by me again?
Probably not.
In the middle of sentence.
He says the revening was a...
Was not the result of the prism's configuration.
But it was a result of the sevenfold wish.
But we,
So whatever happened...
The revening happened after.
well, yeah.
The
But-
obliteration of the prisms happened before.
Sure.
Maybe we need to create all of them simultaneously.
I think
That's precisely what you were. That's precisely what you need to do.
Oh, okay. Well, that was
That's
easy.
why they
But
weren't
the only place
cooperating
that
is 'cause
really
they
makes
weren't all there
sense
at the same
is
time.
the seed is in lumber. And the pachyderms...
Oh,
Well,
they're
they-
not there.
They were there. Right?
Right.
Oh.
That was those were the locations they were in last iteration when they were discovered by the group that eventually caused the revenue.
But the pachyderms wanted to treat us.
You believe the
Lumber.
pachyderms?
And
No.
the Packard also tried to drug me and kidnap me.
Ah, yes, and then I remember these things.
Much fond memories of the pachyderm.
Or courting at me. That's what they were trying to do.
If I had known what they had done to him and I had been there,
Yeah.
we would have a
And if wishes
conversation.
were horses, then beggars would ride.
There.
Yeah, if wishes were bigger.
A wish could be a horse.
Yes, it could be. Careful.
Just
Just saying.
Just saying.
I wasn't going to give you a horse
I
that's
do
named
it.
All the
It
Wishes.
says a wish could be a horse. Not that I want to wish it. You keep your mouth shut and
That's
you
right.
can't twist your
I
tongue.
was just making funny faces. Anyway. Well, it's been very interesting meeting with you.
Yes.
So, when we stop talking with you, is time going to go back to normal, or do we have to do...
Oh, did I do that?
You did
Yes.
that.
I'm assuming you did that because the rate at which you normally communicate is a lot faster than the rate at which we normally communicate. So you probably needed to speed us up to your time so that we weren't just being yelled at and screeching high-pitched tones. That
Yeah,
we
that
understand.
that means though that I kind of put them back too fast. I need to go check, make sure I got it back where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
So
Whatever that means. Have fun.
okay.
Thank you.
Find the Pongit. He can summon me again.
We're going to kill the Pongin.
Pongant?
If we're talking about the same Pongin.
I don't think so.
Okay, good, because I have a
The
different
one,
Pongin
okay,
too.
but the Pongit that can summon me, summoned him.
I'm going to kill that Pongin too.
And he thought of it as a good thing. He tied it to the death of the others.
I don't really have any friends outside of you guys. And Jason, Kush.
Don't think about it too hard. You'll break your brain with 10
I need
intelligence.
to try again to talk to the others.
I don't have that many enemies either.
All of a sudden, the buzzing of the fly that came in the window when when you're standing at the door just wakes you up to realize that he's gone.
I'm gonna
Have a
go be
long
depressed in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
Rather amazing moment.
I'm just wallowing in a corner.
What's the long face?
Don't worry about it.
Alright.
You know, a problem shared is halved. A problem shared among four is quartered.
Sometimes difficult to cut problems.
No, but shared.
It's never hard to bludgeon them.
If there's a problem you have that's something that we can help with, fine.
It said you'll get exactly what you want, but it'll cost you dearly.
It will cost you what?
Dearly. Which means that there's a consequence to getting exactly everything that you want. Therefore, I don't want anything that I want, but therefore, by trying to do anything that I ever wanted, I'm going to end up doing
I'm gonna
it.
roll this. I'm gonna roll this d6, and
But the other part
the
is,
highest number you die, lowest number you die.
does it
lowest number
serve
die.
you to not
What?
try
Well,
to
rest in
do?
peace, you.
I don't know.
That's not how this works!
That's how it works now.
Alright, if you don't feel like disclosing what's bothering you, I'm not going to force you. Wait, what was this? This is a quote. This is a quote I want to pull right now, but I don't remember what it was. Ask for help and ye shall receive.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yes.
Seek.
If you reference that little black book, I'm going out that door so fast. I have a speech to write, so
Seek and you shall find. Ask and it shall be given unto you.
that.
Yes.
I'm going into my, I don't know, tent, building. I'm going to go hang out in my little building for a bit and write.
Okay, good luck then. How?
You're going to be working on your speech.
Yeah.
How much would it cost to get a shout out in your speech?
Can you be a little bit more specific about what your company does?
I provide protection from everything.
I do.
I'll.
He's running a racketeering operation.
He's not saying that.
I'm not. No, that's not. We're really voicing his head. That's not. No.
So, what? Fine. You know what? I like you.
Umara does something that she hasn't done since she was 14. She goes into the kitchen and pulls out the baking sheet spread.
So what is? We'll get to that. What is? What's your company's name again?
It's called the Adventure Defense Team.
ADT.
Hmm?
Got it. And with that, into the speech writing.
You hear a lot of clanking in the kitchen.
So, Mary, this crown of yours. How interested are you in this crown that you're going to get?
Wait a moment. I don't seek a crown. I
I know.
don't seek to be a goddess. I don't.
Sometimes the most humble intentions can lead to the most devastating consequences.
Oh, look what happened to you.
Oof.
Oof.
You
Wow.
came back home and became a king.
That was a fourfold oof right there.
Listen,
No, son.
Supposed to
I
not.
don't.
Damn, son.
And so
Supposed to
you're right.
not.
I could be offered a crown,
Mhm.
but that's not where I'm going in life. I am going to remain the guardian of life and the cleric of Nycos.
Just because she's offered a crown doesn't mean she has to receive it by.
Well,
I understand that I don't
Just
have
because she
to
doesn't accept it doesn't mean people can't offer it.
Exactly.
to somebody else. Yeah, they can offer it, and I would be polite, but I mean, I would try to be polite about it. I wouldn't go, no.
Clank, 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 clank.
okay.
I
I'll
have left the building,
go.
otherwise I would give you the attention you deserve.
I'm
so.
fine. I'm not.
I'll
doing it.
go.
I'm just messing around, really. Don't matter.
I'll go try. Oh man. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I already carry one
Spell
burden.
teleportation.
Don't need two. Crowns are burdens, no matter how you look at it.
Well, I actually sent a letter to my village like a week ago, and I haven't gotten a response back yet.
Maybe you need to go check on it. I can pop you there.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, she's going to teleport you.
Yeah.
No, I can far step him.
What a perfect opportunity.
I do not fear those who are smaller than or weaker than myself.
But you
Only
could
pity
depend on
them.
her to teleport you.
Hmm?
Teleport you 10,000 feet off the top of a mountain.
It's around.
No, I would,
I'm just teasing.
because there's a gate there. We can use the gate here
I
to
respect
go
Mary's
there
strength.
to, what is it, High Peak?
Yeah.
High something?
You're racist to giants. That's what I learned here. Listen, Miri, I respect you. I respect your strength. I respect your will, and and your ability. I do not fear you, however. I do not fear any of you, as you are all.
I don't fear any of you.
I'm not
Not
there.
one of you.
I'm not there.
Look at,
He shouts over
I
everybody
fear
can hear.
your strength.
No.
I fear your hit points. I fear your constitution.
I don't know what those are.
Dumbassness.
Great.
I mean, maybe fear isn't the word, but I respect it greatly.
Good.
But that's the thing I can do to help you.
Okay.
And I was offering my help. It just won't take me that long.
So
We'll
is there
use-
like a weight limit for the teleportation? Is that going to be a problem, Mary?
So far, now, if we use to get the arches, I don't know.
Okay.
But if I can far step you, I've taken 40 with me.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go to my place. Thank
Okay,
you for the offer.
I will help you.
Sweet.
What,
So-
what was your cousin's name when you left in charge?
I have his name.
Rock Brothers.
Yeah, they were stone buddies or something like that. Somewhere. I used to take notes so horribly. It was a bad thing that I did. Here we go. No, that's not it. It was Throgmore. That's who it was. Yeah, we pop right back to hell.
Okay, so what was the letter you sent?
Well, Frogmore, my stand-in for the throne, in quotes, just checking in, seeing how life is back home, making sure you're all okay. If you need any help or anything, please send this bird back. Best wishes toward Campbell. Corey.
Gotcha. Alright. So you drop off at High Peak?
At Helvold.
Oh, Helvold. That's what I thought. We went to Helvold. Alright. So when you get there, they are flying the flags of mourning.
Morning. What's that?
A death. Somebody died.
Planning on going anywhere tomorrow?
Somebody
He's already
died.
gone.
What the hell?
Ask who?
I'm gonna.
Oh, it's pretty obvious. You can see the banners. Throgmorton died.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Who did?
But he didn't just die. Somebody put 4 Morgul arrows in him.
Well, everyone, yes, your tour has returned. Terribly sorry. Came home. Didn't get to see
It's
what
okay. The
was
good
going
news
on.
is we got the assassins.
Oh.
You can question them if you want.
Okay. we'll
There.
do it.
We're going to kill them tomorrow.
Yeah, alright. First, though, I'm going to stop by. I didn't really know Frogmore. He was sort of like a cousin that I met at family reunions.
Mm-hmm.
But still, his loss sucks.
So you go to the parents?
Hmm?
You go see his parents?
Are they alive?
Probably.
Okay. I'll go talk to them, I guess.
And as you'd expect from the culture, they clock you in the side of the head. What the hell are you doing?
I just came to say sorry for your loss. And mine and ours.
Well, I hope you've got a decent funeral plan for him.
Of course I have. He's going to be put in a big boat, and we're going to push him out.
Really?
Onto the
What
water.
river? We don't have a river here, per se. Got a stream.
As I was saying, we're going to push him out onto the field, and then we're going to fire arrows.
Don't you know how to do a hunter's
We're not hunters.
Do they
We're
cremate him?
Goliaths. What?
Do you cremate
no
him?
idea.
No.
They-
We return him to the earth,
there we go.
obviously. We are dust. We are but dust, and to dust we shall return.
You're not but dust.
Oh, you be quiet now.
Dust under dust. and
You're
under
dust from some other part of the
alive.
body, but you're
Yeah.
never
No,
not but dust.
dust unto dust and under
He
dust
shall
alive.
No.
return.
Since song, since wine, since
Just a wordplay,
since
guys.
end.
Calm
He
down.
shall be returned to the rock from whence he came in the traditional Goliath ceremony of death. I guess I'll do
A
the
lot of
funeral
food
rites.
and feasting.
But first, I have to go interrogate some assassins. Oh boy.
Mary will see if she can set up a feast and have it prepared for the morning
Well,
for the funeral.
you went with him?
Yeah, well, no. I took
Alright,
Yeah, I
it.
took him there through the. Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna go to where they're holding the assassins.
Yep. It's 2 Rodenta Secgen and a half elf.
Alright. I'm gonna enter the room they're being held in, and I'm gonna sit down on the floor next to them. And kind of just look them over for a while.
Well, that's all they do is they move to the walls and look back over you.
So, I hope you understand what you've done.
Yeah. Hope you understand what it means.
I do not. I know that I have lost a relative of mine, and that it hurts me that you've done this.
It hurts me. I let you into my home
And yeah.
on the day of my daughter's.
What is love? Anyway. I hope you know that you really hurt me today.
The masked one lives.
I want to write that down.
I don't give a damn about your masked one.
Yes, you do.
I don't. All I know is you killed
He
me.
will reunite us all. Are we not men?
Not exactly, but I'm not there.
Men, section or not, you killed my cousin. And that makes you scum.
Justice, use the mortal arrows on them. Mortal arrows. I shot 4 of them. There's only 3 of them.
As you said, he will.
The masked one will unite us all.
Oh.
Do remember that?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of torture. I'm not a big fan of gaudy executions. I'm not really a big fan of retributive justice. It's not really high on my list of beliefs. So you're lucky.
Have
is
you
what I'm
found
saying.
one yet?
Hmm?
Have you found one yet?
Have found one what?
One of the masks. It's the only way to protect yourself.
One of the masks.
Yes. The king who returns a mask to TBM will be taken off the list.
T
Oh, you're
B
that.
M.
So this is what was the point of this hit?
A wake-up call to the Hellvault.
So you killed my friend and my cousin for a message.
Seems like I got your attention.
All right, I'm gonna kill him.
Okay, you are the Torg.
Just gonna punch him right through his face.
Oh shit.
Oh my.
It'll take more than one punch, but you can finish him off, sure.
I have like. Okay, so just for clarification, now that I'm large, my fists do double damage, so that's 2d4 plus 5.
It'll take you a long time to kill him.
It's still only like 9 damage a turn.
My pinky
Or 10 damage
has-
a turn.
has the hit points of a peasant, though. So I'm punching him with 10 peasants.
Yes, but he's not a commoner. He's an assassin.
I'm going to
He's
kill him with one
levels.
punch.
No.
You won't.
Okay, well then I'm not going to punch him.
You could knock out
Well,
the
you don't
teeth.
know until you hit him once. When you hit him, his little rat nose bleeds a little bit. He goes,
Not yet strong enough to wipe you out with one single blow. So I apologize for that.
no skin off my nose.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, have you checked the vault lately?
My gun vault?
Do you have another one?
No. Okay, well, this has been great. I've got nothing more to say to you other than
You will
good
be
luck. We're gonna hold a trial for you later.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How magnanimous. By that time, I might have killed one of your people that really matters to you.
Oof.
Yeah, good luck for that. Good luck with that. Do you want to die? Are you suicidal?
I will be avenged when he returns.
Is there any way to kill another D&D creature with one hit?
with your.
Poison a blade?
Yeah, but like.
That's immoral.
So,
You.
we're running into the problem of, is HP plot health
Right.
or is it physical health? In this
This
instance,
is
his plot health, despite his small size, is apparently acting as his physical health.
no. It's actually to draw attention to the fact that it's a stupid comparison, and if you wanted to whack him with one swing, you should have been able to whack him with one swing.
This is a question that I came up with a while back of plot health, physical health.
Okay. So.
Are you going? You should punch the plot out of him.
Alright.
You're gonna knock him right out of my story.
Are you saying he should be plowed?
Maybe who
No.
is he?
No, he
that
should be.
comes?
No, he should end up in a plot, not have one.
Ah.
You actually
That's
should.
right.
Hey, wait.
Just strangle him.
Use
Jesus.
the mortal blade. Use the mortal arrows on him.
Just strangle him, man.
Okay, well,
That's bludgeoning damage. Strangulation is bludgeoning damage.
Alright, I'll break his neck. I'll
There
just
you
make it
go.
real
There
quick.
you go.
Just like that. Just.
Yep.
Snap. Crackle.
Second one says
Pop.
TBM stands for three blind mice, by the way.
Wait, that's right. I didn't hear the last.
Remember the
I
Three
know.
Blind Mice
Yeah.
Company? They wanted to get all our.
I'm gonna let you two go. You two are fine, all right. You two are gonna go back, and you're gonna tell them that Hellballs will not frick with you, okay?
Can I quote you with that?
You may.
And I
What does that mean? I don't know. He just said frack. I don't know.
Threat. I heard threat. They're a threat to us.
All right.
I'm done. What was your company called again?
8DT, Adventure Defense Team.
It's gonna be really awkward putting you in.
Having
You
problems
don't
with
have to.
poltergeists? We're ready to believe you.
You can say you are and then not. I'm fine with that.
just
What kind of bullshit friend angel would I be if I
It's
said
just
I was
projection.
going to be? I
Projection.
said I
No.
was going
This
to
is about
do
you,
something,
not me.
and I didn't. You asked me to do something. I said yes. What kind of person would I be if I just said no? I'm not going to.
That was projection, my friend. Don't even think anything of it.
Okay. Jesus.
Okay, so left you alone, Allie. What have you been ruminating on while they've been gone?
I've been baking, so
She's
while
been
I've
ruminating on
just-
sugars.
Yeah. There's like probably at this point like 200 cookies.
Empanadas, man.
And I've been subconsciously tapping into my ancestral background, and I'm casting augury
Okay.
because it's about 25 gold points worth of cookies that I've
This is
made.
the best way I've ever heard somebody cast augury.
Nice.
I shall make 200 cookies and thereby cast augury. It's a lot better than Humpy, who just carts around like 3 mule teams worth of incense.
Of incense.
Jesus Christ.
Cookies.
So here's a fun question to pose to the audience. When the game says burn 250 gold pieces of incense, does it mean 3 very expensive sticks, or does it mean 100 very cheap sticks? A party member of mine pointed this out to me when he bought like 2 mules worth of cheap incense sticks that totaled to be about that much.
Well,
And finding no way to rebuke him, I allowed it.
from a okay, but for clarification, from a comparative religion standpoint, some societies use very expensive incense, and some of them use
Really cheap
really
ones.
cheap and do a lot of them. If you've seen them, they have like 14 different sticks burning at the same time.
That is
So-
fair. That is
So
fair.
it's a legitimate question
He
and a
would-
legitimate answer.
He was messing with the mechanics.
Yep.
It was funny.
But it's actually, but I'm saying from a metaphysical standpoint, he's actually right. Do it either way. Okay, so when you go for the augury, realize that what you did 2 weeks ago was still having ramifications. So you're going to literally look into the smoke, expecting to see somebody else's face and see your own.
Does
So ask your question.
So does that mean
Did you
boop,
burn a cookie?
boop, boop? We're sorry, the number you're trying to
No.
read is just
Ask your question.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, I'm doing it now.
You're speaking.
Yeah.
One of these chairs is like a little off. It just kind of wants to lean over one way.
I think that's when you're in.
This one? Oh, this one's real. Oh, yeah, it does. It does lean to the side, but I try to
Alright.
keep straight.
Well or woe, are we on the right path?
Of course.
Wheel.
Wheel of Fortune!
A cookie comes out in the shape of a wheel.
Alright.
It's like missing the middle section.
I have
Uh-huh.
like a perfect row of like cookies. They just stand out to me.
That'd be an awesome idea for a cleric. He does all of his spells by baking.
That would be a
Yeah,
great.
that's what Glim is doing. Glim is going to be the first Nycosian confectioner. Make an entire spell list based on cooking.
But what would you? You what would
When you
you
return your cousin, I'm sorry.
I was trying to think of what you would call her. The thing.
Oh,
Betty Crocker?
Or
Betty Cookery.
Well, his objective is eventually to be able to reincarnate himself as the 5 Glimberbread men again, because he was at one point 5 gingerbread men.
will make growing the prisms take too long for what we want to accomplish?
Like I said, will. Already asked that.
No, like, will it take too long for us to grow the prisms for what we want to accomplish? Will or will?
Neither will know.
Okay.
No cookies come out.
Corn.
Mediocre cookies.
Burn them.
When you come out,
Yeah.
she asks you, what is the ceremony like?
He comes out. He's going to be spattered in blood if he bludgeoned that guy to death.
I just broke his neck. I didn't. It was clean.
He grabbed his muzzle and just,
Okay.
but you have blood on you.
Will it
Okay,
be
yeah.
effective?
She kind of looks at you. All of them?
No, just one.
Will it be more effective?
What do you plan with the rest?
Hold on, I have one more
She wanted
question.
to give us.
That was, wait.
One more
Let,
Sorry.
let Allie finish. She was doing it first.
I have one more question. Will stopping the ravening be more effective than what we've been doing now?
That's another question I can answer with a will and will.
Okay. So neither.
So we'll and will.
Whoa and wheel. And whoa and wheel.
Well, the problem is we have a new problem. And that's the incursion.
One thing at a time.
I have
You're
a
not
lot
there.
since
I'm
we've
baking. I've been baking all night,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I've been doing.
One heck of a breakfast to come in the morning, though.
Anyway, scene change.
Scene change. What are you doing with the others?
Gonna send them back. I believe in second chances.
Okay.
Except for the dead guy.
Can you explain
Oh, yeah.
to me the ceremony
bad. That was a mistake.
for laying your cousin to rest?
Huh?
Could you explain to me?
Well, since he's sort of a higher-ranking official, we're gonna take him to the Hill of Shale and trigger a small avalanche that will cover him.
I could
That is
figure that.
fucking
That's awesome. That's worth a BP right there.
I'm
And
like, where is he gonna go with that? That was probably the best answer
I
I
can
could
help
have ever
trigger
heard
that.
from a stone giant.
if
about
I
how they
do a
bury their
directed
dead.
earthquake, I can bring the mountain down.
No. It should be done with simple tools, much like
Okay.
most of life.
And if you see his reflection on the snow-covered hill, then the landslide will bring it down. Well, Stevie Nicks there.
Nah, Stevie Wonder, no. Okay.
Not Stevie Wonder.
That hill's
Yeah,
gonna,
you-
that hill probably smells terrible for a little bit afterwards.
She will put out the money for them to have a feast, so or whatever, at least for the family. But if not, for the others, drink and stuff. If she has to, she'll pop back and get paid to have some.
Yeah, are you paying the tomato cans?
What?
Are you paying the tomato cans?
Who are they?
They have to bring in 3 or 4 people that they can dress in clothes of the Rattlings so they can beat them up.
What?
What?
I don't know. what you-
Goliath's family members need to vent their frustration over the loss of their kin to.
Oh wait, I know what they're doing.
Well, then give them the rattling and the whatever you have left over.
Rattling and half elf, yeah. Okie doke. Like I just.
So you're going to tell them that these are the stand-ins, but let them actually beat on the actuals,
Huh?
Yes.
or are you going to? Because tradition is you don't actually bring in the actual murderer because that would usually get them killed. So you instead you bring in stand-ins, and the stand-ins just take the beating.
I'll stand in. I'm feeling like I should blow off some steam.
No,
to
they
get
have
hit.
to vent steam
No,
on.
you
Yeah.
have to sit there and let them hit you.
Yeah, I know.
You're their king. They're not going to beat on you.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, well,
If we
Yes.
do that, I'll make sure to be there. To
So I'm
heal.
just saying, if you wanted exact your kind of vengeance.
You're
you just,
thinking of a red man.
Yep.
huh.
She's thinking of
Are you guys
you
gonna
actually.
dress up in maze?
Let's bring out the real
Uh,
perpetrators and let them get beat on.
Okay, I guess I could.
Then you just tell them that they're stand-ins. You don't actually tell them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's smart. Okay, I'll do that. Bring out all footage and stuff. I don't know.
And just tell them you're lucky you're not telling them that you're the
Roll
real
percentage dice.
culprit.
Oh boy. Higher. I know. I want a higher number on this. Well, that's gonna get my D12 added to that. Is what that is. Can I? Where's the D12? I have one out here. Here it is. Okay, that's 43.
Okay. They're boogered up, bad.
All right.
You gonna administer any aid to them, or are you just gonna leave them lay on the
I
ground?
will have them. I'll have Mary heal them enough to let them get back to wherever they need to go to tell the TBM that we took off. We don't want to deal with you.
Okay, that's exactly what I do. I'll
Okay.
kind of figure out their health, figure out how much they need, give them about a third of it. They'll be in pain walking.
When you do, they go, "Oh, so you going to stop this nonsense, or are you going to help us?"
Stop what nonsense?
The unification that's going on. You're gonna let those mortals live?
Mortals live. Those that don't attack us, those that surrender, yes. Those that face us with hostility, no. But I will offer peace to any people who wish to live in peace.
All right. You done with them?
I'm done.
Yeah, we'll send them off.
She just stands there and watches them go.
We just start packaging the cookies.
Because they did something that I almost cannot condone, but he's the ruler. That's to use a mortal blade, the arrows, to steal somebody's soul. She just considers that one of the very worst.
Well, and we've clarified it doesn't steal their souls.
Destroys it.
It destroys
It
them.
obliterates them.
Yeah, that's it. See, the soul goes on, and they have taken the soul out of the cycle of life. That's
All right. What do you want to do? You've been working on your.
Yep.
And you're gonna do it next week.
Probably.
Okay.
he needs time to prepare.
Yeah, it's 9:45. So,
Okay.
anything else you want to wrap up other than who are you sending the cookies to?
I give them to the left greens in little baskets, well, in big baskets because there's 200 of them, and I have them just off to
Let me guess. You're gonna have them go hide them. Let me guess. They're Easter egg shaped, right?
Actually, yeah, why not?
Odd religious semblance, considering how
Uh-huh.
I'm doing the speech. Would the speech be occurring tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
So I will inform. I will request that Arrowsmith to disperse information so that everyone knows to gather tomorrow, so that we may speak to them.
Okay.
But other than that, that's the extent of Ralgrim not writing. Because if it takes me a week to come up with one of these, then it's certainly going to take Ralgrim all night to do this.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So that's why I'm staying out of it.
Right. Alrighty. So, welcome to the new age of magic on Nycos. We'll see how this goes.
The golden age.
Let the golden age commence.
Well, perhaps Nadroma will be happy now about that much.
What this means for non-magic users.
I want to thank you all for watching and hope to see you next time around. Remember Thursday at 6 p.m. Friday there will not be a session this week because of my work